So, welcome back. This is our sixth, but again, who really gives a shit, right? Who's keeping track?
Yeah, I think it's 6 because that's what I put on my notes.
Yeah, it is six.
Episode 6.
Yeah. Last night I exported the last one we did twice because I forgot that I already exported it. So I was like sitting there in bed last night, like tired as fuck. Was,
So
waiting,
did
and
you
then-
put it to Podbean and YouTube and all that, or did you just put it on Podbean last night?
I put it on Podbean and then I submitted it to Google. And it won't be up on YouTube if we go straight through Podbean because it's connected. I might disconnect it because the thing that we have is it will only upload a video every 7 days.
Well, today would be 7 days, right?
Yeah, technically.
So then you could upload it.
Which I think if you want to get real specific, it would be like at this time when we did it last Friday.
Right.
But if you wanted it earlier though or something, you would have to do it yourself and upload it through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It actually so I figured out more about what the fucking RSS feed is. It's like a live feed basically where other companies and other websites can keep re-looping through that feed to get updates. So that's how it works. And so when I posted that episode last night, I was watching on the iTunes podcast and it actually updated pretty quick. I was surprised. It was some people say it takes like a couple hours or even like a day to like update the next episode.
But
if
it
you
did
upload
faster
one.
than that?
Yeah, it was only like fucking 6 or 7 minutes. And I looked, so it's up there right now.
Cool.
I was like, huh, all right.
So you did Google Play too?
Yeah, I submitted it. It's the same process as when I submitted it to iTunes. It's like, oh, waiting for approval and
Can
make sure it's not like dirtbag shit.
is it possible to talk to a tech guy to make all this shit wireless? Because all these wires are crazy. And
Make it wireless, but I don't trust wireless shit.
Like, don't trust wireless shit like you don't trust the government, or less than that?
I don't know. I'm just not. I'm a firm believer that like wireless shit, it kind of loses quality, like sound quality. So I've always been like a cable guy.
Yeah.
All through like doing music and shit. I don't know if it really makes that big of a difference. That's just my personal preference. I just because I know when I was talking to you about my stereo upstairs, the whole Bluetooth thing, when I was syncing it up to Bluetooth to my phone and my receiver, I kept getting like this fucking gnarly pitch. Yeah, right through my tweeters on my speakers. It was driving me nuts. And it turned out it was because it was Bluetooth. And that's just another reason, an example of why I don't like wireless stuff. Is because it's just, you get too much interference and bullshit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, that whole Bluetooth thing, how the Bluetooth symbol is the king of the Vikings, and that was the one, like, that's how Bluetooth became known as Bluetooth, because of how they communicated.
The Bluetooth symbol is that way?
Yeah, I'll look it up right now. I watched a show on Discovery called Expedition Unknown with a archaeologist called Josh Gates.
Yeah, I watched that on Hulu actually. The last one the last one I watched was them finding pieces or trying to find Amelia Earhart's plane when it crashed in the Pacific.
He's done everything.
I thought it was kind of bullshit at first, and I started watching more. I was like, maybe this guy's kind of legit actually, and I started like looking it up.
He's a legit archaeologist.
Yeah.
He's done that one. He's looked for the Holy Grail.
Really?
He looked for there's Hitler's underlayer of like developing a nuclear weapon. Then that's like buried, like all kinds of stuff.
Where, was he looking for that shit in Germany?
100% he was, yeah. But no, all kinds of crazy stuff.
You never know. Hitler might have stuff all over the place that we still don't know about. That dude was all over the place.
There we go. Had to connect to your Wi-Fi because there is nothing down here for signal. Let me see. Yeah, no, me and my wife watched that show a lot. We watched one yesterday about the largest tunnel system in the world.
Which was?
It's called Mammoth Caves. It's in Kentucky.
Really?
It's like hundreds of miles long. They haven't even...
What they use it for?
No, like a natural tunnel.
Oh, it's
like
a naturally like
a
okay.
cave. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I guess the whole rumor is Native Americans like lived in them, and then they got out of them, and there's like all this like dark energy down there, and these cave like travelers were like trying to map the whole thing, and they got down really far, and they like could feel like a presence of like a spirit or whatever.
Huh.
So then Josh has he has another show called Expedition X or Expedition Unknown X, and it's these two other people. One's another scientist, and the other person's like a specialist in paranormal activity.
Really?
So they brought all their
Zach Baggins.
she brought like an infrared camera and like a recorder that picks up more than just like humans talking.
Oh yeah, they call it that like EVP.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. So as it turns out, Bluetooth is named after a 10th century Scandinavian king, Harald Blatand. Gormson was a Viking who ruled Denmark and Norway from 1958 until 950 until 985 AD. It was so prominent that his nickname was Blatand, which literally translates from Danish to Bluetooth.
Huh.
And his symbol, like that.
Yeah, that like two triangles and the line through it.
That was how they wrote.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, one of the episodes that we watched was, because like those Viking ships, they're like small and they rowed them. That wasn't really like a sailboat.
Yeah.
They had this thing called the Sunstone. It was literally like a prism glass. They would look up at the sun and it would tell you which way north was. This is like predates compasses and all this other stuff, and everyone thought it was like bullshit. Well, then Josh actually went to someone in one of those Scandinavian countries, Norway or whichever one it was, and they actually made another one because they never found the original one that they used, and it legit works. Like if you hold it to the sun, the light will refract a certain way to tell you which way north is. Yeah.
Huh. That's wild. Isn't it weird how they figure shit out like that, like back then?
Yeah, and how stupid we are now.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of that, like weird shit like that. You ever noticed how, like at work, for example, you like tap on something or you're like crinkling something, and we can't hear a fucking thing at work because all the machinery. But like when you tap on something, you can still hear how it sounds without actually physically hearing it. Isn't that strange? Like anything. I was doing it all over I probably looked like a fucking madman yesterday. I was like tapping on things and crinkling. I was like, dude, that's so like crazy how
you smoked meth last night?
No, it's just weird. It's like the sound still transfers through your whole entire body and you can still hear it.
Yeah.
And then like if you like start to do it like louder, it sounds exactly how it would if you like literally couldn't hear it at all, like physically. It's strange. And that made me wonder like about like record players. Like if you could find a way, like kind of like a bugle, you know how we used to put bugles on the tip of our fingers?
Yep.
Yeah, do like a needle setup and like have like an armrest or something, put it on a record. I wonder if like the sound would like transfer like through your like body. Kind of like Lilo and Stitch, where he's like playing the record, the Elvis record. Watch.
And he opens his mouth.
Yeah. That made me wonder about that.
Also, real quick, just so everyone that's listening, let me go back to my Google Docs.
Oh yeah, also too, spelling bee.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So
you have to pull it up on your phone because my shit's recorded.
Open.
Oh.
Nope.
What'd you say,
Not
Siri?
Google. So our YouTube page is Screams for Relief Podcast. Podbean, same word. You just type it in, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Instagram is SFR Stream, and Facebook is SFR Streams. So if you just type that in, actually, if you just go to Podbean, it'll pull up all of our stuff. If you're a YouTube person, you can just go that way.
Yeah, YouTube has the links too.
So we literally have all these options. So I don't want to hear anyone bitch about, oh, well, it's not on YouTube, or oh, you don't have it on this. It's literally everywhere. It's on Google Play. It's on iTunes.
Relax.
I don't want to hear it.
I know. That's like the first episode, and then people are like, well, why don't you use this app to download? It's like, listen.
I'm sorry. Is this your podcast or is it ours?
When you do your own podcast,
you can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Right.
Just fucking leave me alone. I'm doing my own thing with my buddy. Fuck off.
Well, it's like everyone's always got something to say about something.
Oh, it's like, and they want to give you like the greatest like advice and criticism, it's like, well, if you're so good at it, just do it yourself. Why don't you do your own thing?
Right.
If you know so much about it.
But dude, it's just like with parenting. I've gotten so much parenting advice from people that either don't have kids or have grown kids, and go, well, your son's dealing with this. This is what I did. Oh, cool.
Your son is not my son. So what the fuck?
Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. That's like, I understand some people do it out of love and they're trying to be helpful, but then other times people are just being asses about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but see, you don't live with my kids, so you don't know. Like,
little Timmy says little Ezra did this, and it's like, okay, but that doesn't mean you know my kid just because of what your kid says about him at school.
It was, when we first started having kids, my wife was reading baby books, and I read some of them, and it's like a how-to manual on babies. But after having 2 kids, you throw all those books out the window, because every kid's
I always wonder about that.
Every kid's different.
Actually.
Every kid's different, man. My 2 kids are totally different. So it's like,
yeah, what were the kids like of the people that wrote those books is what I wonder too.
Who knows? Who knows? Because it's just like stereotyping people. Like, they're not always true.
But see, the stereotypes on people though are more true, I think, than kids.
No, but I'm saying if you were to write a book on adults, like not like by race or by everything,
it's not a bad idea.
You just dictate like, oh, well, this is what an adult should be. This is how they act. It's like, you can't.
Well, no, there is a basis guidelines of how an adult should be, but nobody ever follows it.
No.
Especially, I don't.
No, it's just
I
so
definitely
dumb.
don't. Also, my farts are really bad, by the way, again.
Did you eat that breakfast burrito at work?
I had that, like, the little breakfast, like, pita. I've been eating.
Oh, was that good?
I like it. Dude, I'm going through, like, this weird phenomenon right now. You know how I have, like, really bad heartburn? Mm-hmm. Like, lately, I've just been mowing down on Jeff's hot sauce that he keeps in the fridge. It's like that company called Pain is Good, but it's like sriracha hot sauce.
You're an idiot.
But I haven't had heartburn ever since. And I mean, like, I've been eating it a lot. So I like, if that happens, I'm like taking advantage of it to where I'm like, oh, I'm just like taking all the hot sauce in that I can get and spicy stuff.
Yep.
But like one day it's going to like shut off again and it's just going to like, it's going to ruin me. It's going to suck. Oh, but yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I had heartburn really bad on Super Bowl Sunday because I got some mild salsa and ate like the whole thing.
Some spicy salsa.
And I literally woke up and
that's the worst.
And I wanted
when you're trying to sleep. It's always when you want to sleep.
It's when you lay down and everything starts coming back up.
Yeah.
And I didn't throw up, but I like wanted to. Like felt like it's so bad. I felt like shit.
Dude, that's the worst.
Literally felt like death, like I was going to die.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because you literally can't breathe. You can't.
I drank like half
swallow.
a bottle of like Pepto-Bismol. Nothing helped.
Nibbling on chalk while you're just sitting up
I
in
drank
bed.
like a glass of milk. Like I tried everything and nothing
helps.
Nope.
No.
So I literally just like
bad.
slept in my lazy boy with everything up, so it didn't hurt as bad. But
also, laying on your left side helps too.
Oh really?
Yeah, something with the way your stomach is. If you lay on your left side, I think your stomach is actually like elevated like a certain to one side more than the other. So laying on your left side actually helps, and it does help. Because I'll lay on my right side and I'll like about throw up all over my bed and then I'll roll to my left side and I'll be fine. But then Tina gets all bummed out because I'm laying on my left side away from her.
I know. Get one of those things. Hey, honey, you want to lay with me? And I'm like, okay. But like, I don't really like I like my space.
Sometimes I do. I don't mind. I like laying with her and falling asleep.
I don't like when your heads are facing each other and then you're breathing each other's out air.
Yeah.
My wife can't stand that shit either. Like,
that's one thing I don't like. I can't breathe someone else's breath.
Like,
dude, it like traps me. I'm just like
no, it's just like a couple nights ago, me and my wife were laying in bed and like we were facing each other and I didn't even notice it. Like the air that was coming out of my nose was like hitting her right in the face, and she's like,
like you're suffocating her.
I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I want to breathe your nasty out air. I'm like, oh, my bad.
Nasty out air.
Well, because it's just gross, and especially like my son will wake up and like come in bed with me, and he has such bad breath, like morning breath.
Oh yeah, I do too though.
It's like, oh.
So does Tina.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nasty. Uh, remember how I was talking about the Deontay Wilder fight last week?
Yeah.
Did I tell you his excuse on why he lost?
The whole like suit of armor shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he fired his trainer.
Yeah, we talked about that last episode.
So he fired his trainer.
Okay.
And there's all these conspiracy theories on why he lost.
Conspiracy theories. And I think it's just to fight people. Come on.
And I think he's floating them out there to like try to like instead of just like being humble about it and be like, okay, I got the shit kicked out of me.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that the other dude, Tyson Fury, didn't have his hands all the way in the glove. So when like you know how when you put your hand in a boxing glove, like your fingers don't go all the way to the tip. It's not like a UFC glove. So he said his gloves weren't in all the way, so the gloves were floppy, so he was like actually hitting him with his knuckles.
Oh.
But then Tyson Fury's ex-trainer came out and said, listen, that's not how that works. When you get your gloves, when you get your hand wrapped and your glove put on, the other team trainer watches it happen. So there's no room for bullshit.
Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah, so it's just another excuse of, it's like,
why even like bother go through all the trouble of doing all that? Just say, yeah, dude, I lost and move on. It would be way quicker, way simpler, and people will still like you.
Oh man, I'm so excited for tomorrow's fight though.
Who's fighting? What's on the card?
Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero. It's for the middleweight title.
I'll be at my brother-in-law's tomorrow, so I'll be watching.
You better watch that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yoel Romero is a freak. Have you ever seen a picture of him? Oh my, yeah, you have to look it up. This dude is he's a freak. He's probably the most sculpted human I've ever seen.
Even more than like Uriah Faber?
Way more than that.
I don't know, man. Uriah Faber's like 132 pounds. Just
if you look at a picture of Yoel Romero, you got to think middleweight is 180, 185. Look up a picture of him flexed out and tell me if he's 185 pounds. Because
they never look like they are.
Dude, he's a freak. And
they look like starving Ethiopians with muscles.
Yeah, but when he weighs in today, like you can watch it, and he'll weigh in at 185, like he'll be 185 pounds, but he's just got these huge broad shoulders. He's got like an 8-pack. He's still got like no neck. But he was an Olympic wrestler back in the 90s and early 2000s. And then he just started training in MMA. But he's from Cuba, so there was all this weird stuff going on. And like when he was wrestling, he lived in like these corridors with other wrestlers, and it was like a fight club. And yeah, it's
whoa, you don't talk about it.
Well,
First rule of Fight Club.
Well, he talked about it. I didn't talk. I'm just.
He's breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's gonna be a good fight. But I'm so excited for Tony Ferguson and Khabib. So excited. That's gonna be one hell of a fight.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's like really, really big into UFC. So because he wants to come on the podcast and do an episode with us. So he'll have a lot to talk about with you on that. I don't really follow it that much. Like I said, I used to more back when I used to go to his house all the time and watch the cards, but I think
I'll probably buy ESPN Plus so I can watch the fight instead of illegally streaming it.
Did you see that post on Facebook of that guy that was streaming the last McGregor fight on Twitch, but he had a controller in his hand, so it looked like he was like playing like UFC 20, so he wouldn't get shut down.
I tell you what, it's been harder to find those illegal streams ever since ESPN merged with UFC.
Well, yeah, probably because they have people whose dedicated job is to like fish through that shit and find it and shut it down.
Well, and the one page I'm on Facebook, shout out to Super Smash Sports. There's two guys that'll do it, but like they'll post it on there. I'm like, dude, don't put it on like the main feed. Like if you want to watch it,
many people are gonna see that and shut it down.
Ask the person that that does it and say, hey, where's that link at? And then he sends you the link and then he watches it because that's what happens.
It's all underground. You got to understand it. You can't just be like, hey, Bob, you legally streaming the fight? Yeah, I want in on that. While like there's 100 people around like, something's weird about that.
Yeah. Oh, since we're on the sports topic.
Yes.
the Carolina Hurricanes, hold on, what's their starting goalie's name? He got hurt. It's like 2 weeks ago.
I talked to Jeff about this, and they put their Zamboni driver in.
Yeah, so James Reimer got hurt, and then Peter Mrazek, who played for the Red Wings, he got hurt, and then not only was he was like he's a part-time Zamboni driver, and he's maintenance for the building, and they're because they've seen him skate around and stuff.
Yeah,
and they're like, well, can you play? So then they
gave him in, coach.
And he let 2 goals come in like right in the get-go.
Yeah, he let the first 2 in.
And then he was fine after that. I'm like, could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine playing professional hockey like that? Like, if you're working for the team as like a maintenance guy and like, hey, can you play forward for us?
Yeah, it would be a more like interesting story if they weren't already up by like 6 and like
well was
like if he like legitimately saved the day, then it would be like, oh yeah, that's fucking crazy. But it was like this huge story, and then I read more about it, and I was like, well, now I'm bummed because it's like nothing what I.
Well, there's a couple stories like that. So Kurt Warner, who was a quarterback for the St. Louis Rams, and he played for the Cardinals. He played in the Arena Football League before that. The Arena Football League's like the hockey version of football.
Okay.
Where there's like they're out of bounds. There's like walls. And the field goal posts, the field goal posts in the NFL are wide. They're like 6
narrow.
feet wide. Yeah, so it's harder to, and there's nets everywhere. So there's no out of bounds. So you can like shoulder check people and stuff. Well, when the AFL closed, when it went out of business, Kurt Warner was like working at like Art Van or something, and then he literally like started playing NFL. Like did a invite to a NFL team, and then was playing. And the other one I can remember is Chris Hogan, who was a wide receiver for the New England Patriots.
In relation to Terry Hogan?
I don't think so. But anyway, he was a lacrosse. Like I don't even think he played football in college. He played lacrosse. And Bill Belichick, the Patriots head coach, literally called him. He was working at like a department store and was like, hey, can you come out and try out for us? Because he was fast and really tall and lanky. It's just crazy how sometimes how that works, where you can literally like, how many real athletes are there that just weren't like properly taught, like people that actually could make it to the pros, but because they had certain circumstances didn't fall in the right steps for them.
Yeah,
my wife was talking about that because
that's like musicians.
Oh yeah,
dude, there's so many like crazy. Well, I always like use example of guitar players because that's what I play. But like, there's so many like videos of people out there on the internet that just fucking melt a guitar with their fingers. But they're just like YouTube people. That's it. And I'll stumble across these random videos of these people just fucking killing it on guitar. I'm like, dude, how are you not like world known? Like, holy shit.
Well,
and it's like, it's sad just because they don't have like their foot in that industry for like that, to shed that kind of light on them. It's like, damn, that's a shame though.
Well, do you think it's a is it a luck thing with music?
I would say it's the ratio for like luck to act as opposed to like actual motivation and promotion. I think it leans more towards luck than it does actual getting out there and doing it.
I mean, because
you have to be at the right place at the right time a lot of times.
Well, because there's all these shows, like there's like The Voice and American Idol and like America's Got Talent, and there's like talented people on like singing wise and like because they've had a couple bands on that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and I always thought if you're like a really good singer and you get put on a national show like that, I can't believe like
nothing really happens
like,
to those
people don't ever get picked up like from a producer or anything.
It's you never hear about them after that.
So literally,
they
used to, like Carrie Underwood, won American Idol.
American Idol, yes. American Idol was like the only one that I know, like Chris Daughtry and all them.
Yeah.
That's like the only show that I remember and know
where they actually got a career out of it.
They actually went off and did something with it.
So that tells me even if you have all the right pieces, there still has to be a little bit of luck involved.
Yeah, there has to be. There has to be the right guy at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, because
it's exhausting.
You were in a band.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Like just even trying to like keep shit together. And the problem with me when I was in the band, I don't like it anymore, but just like being able to like all get together and do what we needed to do
Was that a
in time
challenge?
it was like impossible. Like everybody had their own personal lives because we were all still working when we were doing that. If you really want to have like the time and dedication, you can't have a job. You have to have some money in your back pocket and you just have to go off and like do a bunch of shit. And most of the times it doesn't do anything.
But what if you flipped it? Instead of having a full-time job and a part-time band, what if you had a part-time job and a full-time band?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Either
Yeah.
not have a job at all or just,
Yeah.
just something part-time, yeah.
I mean, because I
would be
I
ideal.
listened to some of that stuff, some of their stuff, and it's not terrible. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And you guys went on like a little tour, right?
It was like a bullshit little one, yeah.
You get like an East Coast. It was an East Coast, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even really like a tour, just like playing a couple places but that I did that with like a different band and stuff though.
That wasn't the same band that
No.
you was on YouTube with.
No.
I was a different band.
Yeah. Just a bunch of random people that'd be like, "Hey, you want to come play a show real quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Oh, is that
So
something?
it's not worth it.
Is that something you like to get back into? Like actually going back into it
No, not really.
because of the politics?
No, it's just
Or you not enjoy it?
you just hit a brick wall and then you're like done. You're like, eh.
Do you still play every day?
No, I definitely don't.
Huh. Yeah, I mean,
I can still like pick up my guitar and still like play decent.
so you've kind of lost interest in it?
Not really interest. I'm busy with other shit now.
Yeah.
Also, like the work schedule really changes it a lot.
Yeah.
So like working like midnights or afternoons. When I worked midnights, I was fine because I would get off work at 7 a.m. I would go home. I had like all day because when the sun's out and it's like daytime, you're in the mood to do things. So I had like all day to just sit there and
when you get out of work at 11, it's
jam
just like,
and play and learn shit. Yeah, and it's like nighttime and you're like, I can't do. Plus the schedule of like still living with my parents because I'm a fucking loser. I can't just like start shredding away, on through an amp. But I have my audio shit now where I can use headphones and stuff and create my own tones through my monitors. But
my wife was talking about that, about me working afternoons, and she's like, if I worked afternoons, if I didn't have kids or anything, I would just treat afternoons like day shift, to where I would get out of work at 11 and I would stay up until like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I would like sleep until I was ready for work. I'm like, if you didn't have any friends or no personal life, you could do that. But you can't do that if you still want to get shit done before work.
oh, yeah.
And that's the one thing that she said, because she's always got all these crazy ideas. And she wants to have like a afternoon / night shift, like stores where they're open at like from like 2 a.m. to like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, what's up with that? How come like places don't do that?
Well, because it's too much overhead, paying all the extra people and the lights and all the other stuff.
I guess I didn't think about that.
But no, I mean, it'd be a good, like, imagine if you work nights and you didn't want to wake up to go get your haircut in the morning. If you could just go get your haircut after work.
That's literally my life.
Right. But with kids and stuff, you can't do that. You can't stay up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because you got shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I really think this shift is a single man shift.
Afternoons?
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Unless you're gonna become like a bar rat and go to the bar every night and get trashed.
It's
and
the only
drive
reason.
home.
Yeah, the only reason why it's okay for like me and Tina right now is because we're on the same shift.
Right.
So
you know how rare that is, though, that like your significant other works the same shift as you.
yeah, I love it. It's like The Office. Jim and Pam. I like working with my significant other.
Yeah. No, she's a good girl, man.
It doesn't bother me that I see her every day, or like that I'm with her every second.
Do you think it's
of the
because you
day.
guys aren't living together yet?
No, she's over here every night, anyways.
Oh, she'll drive you crazy eventually.
Nah, she won't.
Promise.
I'll drive her crazy before she drives me crazy.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. Because that, and I've talked to you about it before, but my wife, she wants to get into work and stuff because my
I
youngest
still
son.
don't know why. You got it made, Rochelle. Just let it be.
Well, I mean, because she gets.
I understand the
she gets,
boredom.
well, like cabin fever because she's in the house
I
nonstop.
understand that. Yeah.
But I told her, she's like, well, what do you think about me working in the shop? I'm like, absolutely not. I said, first of all, you won't make any money. Second of all, you'll have to work with all the creeps. All of them.
That's the one downside to like me working with my significant other is it's in a shop and it's not the ideal setting, but furthermore, I still like working with her.
And she's a good-looking girl, and all the creeps want to talk to her.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
And my wife has she's got the gumption to tell people to get fucked. She's really nice. She's what I call a nice bitch, to where she can come across really nice, but the words that come out of her mouth are like,
Just cut deep.
Yeah, for sure. But
those are the best kind of people.
But she's in a bad car accident, and she doesn't even like driving when it's like shitty out. So she wants to like work. I think she should probably work at the school or something, like as like an aide or something, which should be perfect for her because she loves kids.
Yeah,
she loves doing that. So that's fine. I just don't want her to work in my shop. She can do anything. She can go.
You got to work with other people's kids. You gotta be a brave soul to do that.
Well, and I'll tell you,
I couldn't work with someone else's like kids in a job like that because I mean there's still disciplinary actions that have to be implemented, and it's like, how do I go about?
I'll tell you this: there's two kinds of women in this world. There's women that are born to be mothers and women that are forced into motherhood.
Oh yeah, we talked about that before too.
Yeah, my wife was a mom before she ever had kids, so she's great with kids. Mm-hmm. Now me, I'm a good dad. I'm a great dad, but I don't like other people's kids.
I don't know about that. I'm just kidding.
Talk to the boys. They'll tell you. They'll tell you what's up.
What do you mean your kids? You talk about human sacrifice and burning the school down?
No, they do. I don't talk about that. They do.
That shit still cracks me up. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, my youngest son, he's 4. He says this every now and then. He'll come up with these like funny sayings, and they're just super hilarious. Instead of saying the term I don't understand, he just says I can't. I just can't do it, or I can't. It's something funny like that.
I just can't do it. No Nike, just do it.
No, he's a crazy man. But no, I mean, like I said, I don't care what she does for a living. She doesn't even have to work. It's just I just don't want her to work with creeps.
Yeah,
that's it.
But they're everywhere though.
Oh,
they're everywhere.
So I have this kid that was a youth group kid.
Is he a serial killer now?
No. He messaged or not? He commented on one of my things. Gabe Millen.
Yeah.
So apparently he's related to you.
Yeah, my cousin.
Do you know him well?
Not really.
You ever met him?
Yeah, I've met him. He's been over here. He stayed over here with his dad and
so is that
stepmom Heather.
So is his dad related to your dad? Or is that on your mom's side?
That's my mom's side. His dad is my mom's...
His real dad, the one that lives in North Carolina?
His dad is my cousin.
Oh, okay.
So he's technically my second cousin.
Okay. No, Gabe's a good kid, man. He's pretty musically inclined, too. He can play some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't talk to each other for the longest time just because of, like, family drama. Nothing, like, with us kids and like, cousins and stuff.
Yeah, I know all about that.
So we finally got back together, and when I... like started talking to him again, he was just getting into like playing guitar and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because
he played at the coffee shop, I think, in Stockbridge and stuff.
He does that quite a bit. I think he works at the hardware store right now, but he was talking to me. I remember I think I went in there to get some wire crimps or something, and he was talking about wanting to travel the world, like he wants to like travel and stuff, and he's like. I'm like, that's cool, man. That's great. I said, if you can do that, absolutely, take care of it. But I said, you need money for that, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I said, you're not making any money here. And I'm like, are you gonna go to school? He's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff up in the air. I said, dude, do whatever you got to do, but 100% travel and do whatever it is you want to do, but just make sure you got money for it. I said, because you don't want to go to like Italy and run out of money and then be stuck there.
Yeah, you're stranded, and then you're like mugged and fucking done for.
Well, and that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about last week that I forgot is there's so many people that are just miserable all the time. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys on Rogan's podcast, the guy that walked across Antarctica and he rode from the tip of South America to Antarctica. They're like the first people that ever do that.
Jesus.
And he talked about living, like if you live your life between a 1 and a 10, 1's like the worst moment in your life, and 10 is like the best. Everyone tries to live in between 4 and 6 because they're afraid of the ones. They're afraid of the worst moments in your life. But in those worst moments of your life, you get 10s out of that. Because I deal with, a lot of people ask, do you regret anything in life? Because, I mean, we've all been dirtbag people.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always said, I don't regret anything in life because every bad moment that I've had has made me the person who I am. It's like a book and a chapter in your life. Mm-hmm. The chapter's over and you start a new one. Because there are a lot of people that's scared to actually live.
Tell you what, I got it out of my system when I was young.
Yeah, but even now, like, even as an adult, it's okay to have the ones. Like, if you, quit your job.
Well, yeah.
If you want to go on vacation and go travel, go do that. Don't work. The money will work itself out. As long as you're...
Yeah, it usually does. But then if it doesn't, what happens if it doesn't?
You get another job.
You're fucked.
Well, and
you're behind on bills and you're...
And my wife, she always gets freaked out about money. And, I tell her all the time, like, we'll just figure it out. And she's like, well, how do you know that? I'm like, we just will. I'm like, I said, we're not going to become homeless. All the bills are paid.
Finances really aren't that tricky. I used to be terrified of, like, never having any money. Especially when I got, like, my first credit card, which was only 2 years ago. And it's not that bad.
No.
You don't even have to, as long as you can, like, whatever you get paid doesn't matter. As long as you can pull out, like, something and set it aside, like in a jar, like I do.
Yep.
And just keep doing it. Never touch it. It gets big, and it gets big faster than you think.
Yeah. Yeah,
and credit cards, just don't rack them up and fucking get a new one and rack that one up. You're good.
Right.
Just make your minimum payments and move on.
All I'm saying is, if you just don't be afraid to live.
Yeah. No.
If you want to, if you're if you're single and you want to go talk to that girl, ask her out. Don't worry about all that.
What's with that? Why are people so afraid of like human interaction and contact?
It's because
I think our first or second episode we talked about it.
Everyone being attached to their phones.
Yeah, people
and
just like can't have a conversation anymore. It's like, what the fuck? Like the only way that a guy will talk to a girl nowadays is if it's like on Messenger or it's like, well, how do you know? It's like just I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. I can't explain.
If you want to buy that truck, buy that truck.
Strange.
If you want to go travel. Don't be afraid of it. Everyone's afraid to do everything in life. Everyone wants to just get their little feet wet. Just jump in the deep end.
Little toesies.
Yeah, just jump in the deep end. Just figure it out. Because when you get pushed into a corner and your character starts to show out, you really figure a way to fight out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or you don't. Or you just die.
Well, that's okay too.
Natural selection.
Yep. I'm okay with it. 100% I'm okay with it.
All right. Let's do the spelling bee. I don't have the trophy because it did not come in time. So next Friday when we do this. And did you ever think of something for the loser to do?
No, not yet. I'm still working on it.
All right. When we get the trophy, we'll figure it out.
I told you what we could do.
I'm not drinking beer out of your fucking boot.
Would you throw up?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would throw up. That's the thought of that fucking turns my stomach.
Okay, so what was it that you used to?
I just typed in random word generator like on Google.
See, we need a person that does this.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we need a guy.
No, we don't.
Random word generator.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the first one.
I don't know what's it look like. I don't know. Does it show like number of letters and then syllables and stuff? Yeah, that's it.
So number of words. Do 5?
Let's do 6.
Let's do 7. I don't like 6.
Okay.
Okay, so just generate random words. Oh wait, toggle options. Hold on. Yeah. Syllables.
No, don't worry about that.
No, just
we'll do that for like the tiebreaker. All right. So the spelling bee. We're gonna try to do this every episode because we're a couple of fucking idiots and we can't spell. So we think it'd be funny for you guys to like listen and watch our brains fucking like short circuit. So we're each gonna have 7 words to spell. and whoever gets the most right wins a trophy. I have the trophy. It's bought. It's ordered. It's just not here yet.
Okay.
You're gonna like it.
All right. So because I've already seen the words, I'll ask you, and then you can.
Wow. No way.
All right. So
What are you gonna spell the own words that you see?
you want an easy one or a hard one?
Did you generate 7?
Yeah. There's.
How many letters are in them?
Well, they're not just like one's 4. There's one that's 5.
Oh, okay. It's just all of them.
Okay.
All 7 that generated.
All right. Press.
PRESS.
Sheet.
SHEET.
Poll.
What kind of poll?
Like a voting poll.
POLL.
Okay. Waste.
WASTE.
Dilemma.
Ooh, I actually don't know. DILEMA. Is there 2 L's?
2 M's.
Oh, see, we're fucking dumb. See, I told you.
So
Fuck.
3 for 4. Different.
DIFFERENT. Different.
Species.
I'm so dumb. SPECIES.
Yep.
Really?
Ding, 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 ding.
Holy shit.
All right. Go for it. So you got 1 wrong
Okay.
out of 7.
You said like press and then pull, and I'm like, oh, these are gonna be too easy. And then you got those ones that made me fucking stupid. Okay. Funeral.
FUNERAL.
Yep. Prize.
PRIZE.
Yep. Conference.
CONENFRENCE.
No.
Wait,
No, you already fucked up. Nope.
Is it FRE?
You already got it wrong.
Okay.
You fucked it up. You spelled it con on or con
okay.
for. All right, axes like Y and X axis.
Oh, AXIS.
Yeah, slap.
SLAP.
Occasion. Oh, dude, you got a good one down here after this.
Occasion. OCCIASON.
Dig deep.
What I miss?
OCCASION.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then, all right, the last one is comprehensive.
Okay. COMPRE. HENSIVE.
Correct. You can spell that one, but you can't spell occasion or conference.
That's because I literally closed my eyes and I
You
wrote
were
it
digging
on a
deep.
board.
Yeah, you were digging deep. It fucks with me like just
you
spelling it out into the air. I'm like,
you ever seen those spelling bees that the people, like those kids, they'll actually have like a little like blank piece of paper and they'll actually write it with their fingers so they can actually see it.
Really?
Like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it helps.
But also, I'm an idiot, so I've dealt with my whole life with spell check, so.
Yeah, I know that's a problem.
And my
Maybe
wife.
this will make us smarter. Make us just a little bit
Anything.
smarter. Not much.
Anything would help.
Just some stimulation.
Yeah.
Let's do some 12-letter words here.
Holy shit. Okay.
12. Oh, number of words? No. Well, keep that. No. By letters. Then we'll go 12 letters. Oh my. These aren't that bad. Anticipation.
ANTIPACTION.
All right, try again.
Did I spell it wrong?
Yeah.
Anticipation.
You forgot this part.
ANTIPA.
Why do you, anticipation?
I don't know.
Anticipation.
What's the next one?
Anticipation. Then I can't even pronounce the next one. Constituency. Constituency.
So you can't say it, but you want me to spell it.
Yeah. Now. Do it now.
CONSTIPUENTCY. No?
Constitute.
What's the next one?
Pass. Where did you get P from?
P. Pass.
Intermediate.
INTERMEDITE. Or ATE.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that one's good.
Okay.
Got some Halls breezes, huh?
That's some good ones.
They'll love hearing that through the mic.
Neighborhood.
NEIGHBORHOOD.
Disagreement.
Does it have two S's in it? DISAGREEMENT.
Yep.
Yeah.
Constituency.
Yeah, see, that's the word. CONSTITUENCY.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because you cheated because you just saw the word. Registration.
REGISTRATION.
Yep. And then continuation.
CONTINUATION.
Good. So you are smarter than me. So you get the trophy that you bought.
No, you won. Oh no, I did win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, maybe it will make us smarter.
I hope so.
We'll take anything. I'll take anything right now.
You want the question of the day too while we're at it?
Sure.
I forgot. I was gonna bring my guitar down here, and so like every time I do question of the day, I'll like strum a chord. But I got it's on my phone. I gotta remember it though, because I can't, because that's recording. Would you rather have your fingers cut off once a day, or would you rather have your legs cut off once a week?
All my fingers?
Yep, all your fingers.
On both hands?
Yep, once a day.
Or cut both my legs off once a week?
From like the top of the thigh once a week. For the rest of your life.
Probably my legs, because it's one cut.
How do you know it's one cut?
Because you're cutting. I can just imagine.
Well, there might be some kind of contraption. You ever seen Saw? There's all sorts of wild shit out there where they just whooshing, and all your fingers are. Blah, 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 blah.
Actually, no, probably my hands, because I don't.
Or do you want? I'll get into details of how it'll be done. So okay. So with your leg, it's gonna start chunk by chunk. It's gonna be piece by piece. So it's gonna start from your foot up to your thigh. So your ankle, and then below the knee, and then the top of the knee,
I'll take my
and
fingers.
then the leg, and then but the fingers are gonna be knuckle by knuckle, all 10.
Yeah.
Knuckle by knuckle, and then second knuckle, and then the third knuckle.
I think.
So your left leg fucking grab my strong hand, child.
I think I'd rather deal with my fingers. I think I'll change my answer, because I think your fingers would hurt less.
Yeah, but you're doing that once a day. You're only doing your legs once a week. I'm doing my legs once a week. There's no way I'll suffer through that pain once a week than having my fucking fingers cut off once a day for the rest of my life. No. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Oh man, I have a question for you.
What?
We were talking about ghosts the other day, me and Brendan, and remember we had a good conversation about
Patrick Swayze.
Are
you Swayze crazy?
No,
I'm Swayze crazy. I love me some Patrick Swayze. Roadhouse.
So are ghosts real?
It's interesting you ask me this because I used to watch Ghost Adventures all the time with Tina, and the one dude, Aaron Goodwin, came out on a podcast of all places and talked about how like fake and scripted it all is, which you kind of knew, you kind of guessed, but like they were more, I guess, good. They were more good. I can't throw words together right now. They were better at like spinning it into something more believable and like authentic than like other. You remember that Taps show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like the worst, fakest fucking show ever. And
Yeah, I
people
don't
like
ever watched it, but
people
I've seen
believe
clips
that
of it.
for like the longest time. And those dudes, all of them finally came out. Were like, yeah, this shit's all fake. But Ghost Adventures is like, oh, you know, we have credibility and authentication. Well, that Aaron Goodwin dude was talking about like that EVP thing and how he said like the producers
Is that the recorder, like the
yeah,
audio
yeah, where
recorder?
they talk and they play it back and they hear like a voice in the
Yeah.
distance, which makes no sense because that it just doesn't work like that, anyways. But he's like, yeah, they would have us record these EVPs of our own voice and then edit it in like software afterwards and everything,
And like change it all up
and
and stuff.
and script all these reactions and scenes and stuff. Because what made me think about it was I was watching this one episode where they're in some like Chinese marketplace, and the one dude was in the basement, and he's like got that spirit box, like, sweeps through all these frequencies, and he asks a question, and then he hears the question, but his reaction, it's like he's like blah blah blah, and then you hear the reaction, blah, blah, and he's like, and then reacts like 3 seconds later. I'm like, that was a fucking like, because most of the time when you're like, you're feeling it, you're going, you're like, you know, your adrenaline's pumping, something happens right away, your senses are so stimulated that's like, you're gonna react right away. Well, he reacted kind of like slow, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like the worst one I've seen, and that's I looked it up. So, I think ghosts are real, but not on this plane. Not on this.
Have you ever had a experience like that?
I part of me believes myself, but then part of me doesn't. The one experience that I have, yeah, I know it sounded so weird. It's crunch. The one experience I had, and I remember everything like vividly, but I still don't know if maybe I was a kid, I was dreaming or sleepwalking. My parents put me to bed, and I didn't want to sleep in my own room, so they put me to sleep in their room, in their bed. I was laying there, and I felt something grab my ankles and start to like pull me under. And I'm not lying. Everybody thinks I'm lying when I tell this story. I remember it clear as fucking day.
How old were you think?
I don't know, 4 or 5, at least. And like I said, part of me believes myself, part of me doesn't, because maybe like, you know, the more I rationalize it, maybe I was just like dreaming or sleeping, but it felt fucking real. So anyways, I feel these two hands grab my ankles and start to like pull me towards like the base of the bed. It fucking
Is your body actually moving?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I ripped the covers off myself. And the way the doorway was in relation to like my parents, the foot of their bed, it was like the doorway was here, the base of the bed was here, and you had this gap of like flooring. I ripped the covers off myself. I ran across the mattress to the base of the bed. I jumped the gap from like the empty carpet through the doorway.
And you're like, fuck this.
Yes. I didn't even step on the floor.
Right.
And so I jumped through the doorway into the hall, and then the rest of it went like this to the left and then down the stairs. So I down the stairs, and I ran and jumped on the couch. And I remember it was my mom, my dad, my sister. They were all like on the couch watching fucking Wheel of Fortune, and they had the white Afghan on them. And that Afghan's around here somewhere. We still have it. And it fucking freaked me out. That's all I remember. And my dad's like, well, maybe it was your sister fucking with you. And I was like, dude, I ran and jumped. I said, I would have seen her when I jumped. I said, I would have beat her down the stairs, 100%. But she was already down there. They were just chilling, watching Wheel of Fortune. That's my one and only encounter. Part of me still believes it. Part of me still doesn't.
Well, I think with kids and like dogs and elderly people that have like dementia or stuff, I think like your frequency is more accepted for that kind of stuff. Like now you can pass shit off all the time. Like, oh, it was just that noise.
You can rationalize it a lot more.
But I'm not downplaying that kids don't actually see that, because I had a similar experience. Not when like something was ripping me out of bed, but
well, it wasn't like ripping me out of bed. It was just slowly pulling me.
Well,
like a straight up horror movie that you would see. Scripted.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I know it's to this day. I still remember it vividly.
Yeah.
Whether it was real or not, I don't know.
One I probably had two of them that I can remember. But the one that I vividly remember, like it happened yesterday, was we were in North Carolina. We have family down there, and my uncle was pretty high up in the hierarchy of UPS, so he had a decent amount of money. When he passed away, he had more money, and they lived down this road in a town called Ainger, North Carolina, which is south of Raleigh, and they own like thousands and thousands and thousands of acres.
Like acres.
So my whole family down there, like when they have kids and stuff, my Aunt Ann, my Uncle Marv's wife, will just like give them property, and then they build a house on this road.
Mm-hmm.
At the very far end of this road, there's this old dilapidated house, and they live on like tobacco farms.
Really?
Yep. So I remember as a kid, we used to walk, like when there wasn't actual tobacco there, when it was just like a field. You could like go out there and like pick up like pellets from like a Civil War gun, like a musket ball.
Yeah.
So me and my cousin, we were just visiting, I think, and we walked down. No, we drove their gator down to that house to check it out, and there was like old boots and like belts and guns and stuff. Well, then I found out that that house was the headquarters of Robert E. Lee, and that there was a Civil War battle there. Not a big one, just a small altercation. I don't even know if you can read about it in like main history books, but there was a battle that happened there. And there's all this stuff still in that house. I think they tore the house down now, which is dumb, but there's all that kind of stuff in there. So we stopped going in that house that day because then they told us that there's copperheads in that house.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to fuck with those.
Yeah, so we stopped. But it was super cool. So
Talking about snakes, not redheads, people.
Yeah. So that night I slept. I think I slept on the couch. She had like a modular. So in modulars, like everything's like there's no walls, like everything's open. Like the kitchen and the dining room's like one
don't
space.
They like piece the whole house together too?
Yeah, so they'll actually because you can't deliver a house that's 30 feet wide down the road, so they'll in pieces, and then they'll put lag bolts, these big huge lag bolts to connect the pieces.
Yeah, that's how my aunt and uncle's house is.
That's how my house is too. So I woke up in the middle of the night to get some water, and I was walking because the living room where I was sleeping, you had to walk this way and then back to where the kitchen was. Well, I was getting a glass of water, and I saw someone standing in the middle of the kitchen, and I stopped because sometimes you think you see stuff, so you like,
yeah,
do this, make sure like because you're still like half asleep. I was 100% confident that I saw a Civil War soldier, but I couldn't tell like if he was from the north or from the south. And he looked at me, and I could hear his sword, his saber, dragging on the ground, like that sound. And then I could hear his boots on the fucking ground. And he made eye contact with me and then just walked right through the wall. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, that would... See, I think seeing one would, like, freak you out more than actually being, like, touched by one.
Dude, I don't know.
Because, like, that's, like, proof of right there. Yeah. Like, me, I don't know. It's just something grabbed me.
And when I was a kid, when those kind of things happen, you kind of get frozen in time. So I can't tell you how long I stood there.
It felt like forever.
It could have been 3 seconds. It could have been a couple of minutes. Because I just stood there.
And mine was all of, like, 2.5 seconds because I was fucking gone.
But because I walked out, and then I thought I saw something, so I walked closer, and then, like, I just stood there to see what it was, because he was, like, standing, at first, he was, like, looking out the window, so his back was facing me.
Oh, okay.
And then he turned around, and then we stood there for, I don't know how long, and just, like...
Maybe like a face-off?
Yeah,
like,
and then
who's moving first?
He didn't say anything. He didn't try to, like, even touch me or anything. He just, like, walked away. But... I can't tell you if ghosts are real or not, but I can tell you 100% of all the stuff that happens on this earth that there is a spiritual realm here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, like, in Constantine, this is what I was trying to tell Brendan, is in the movie Constantine, how when he kills himself, like, he goes from the earth that he knows to hell is right there. And I don't know for sure how that works, but there's definitely like good spirits and bad spirits on this earth. But like, if your grandma died and you lived in your grandma's house and you woke up and you thought you saw your grandma, that's not your grandma. It's a spirit of some kind trying to tell you or lead you one way or another, good or bad. Because I don't know, I believe when you die, you either go or I don't think you stay here.
Yeah.
Because there's some people.
No, you go somewhere.
There's some people like Seventh-day Adventists who believe it's another form, it's a branch of Christianity, a denomination. And they believe when you die, like you go into like this white space and you wait for Jesus to come back. But I believe that when you die, you either go up or you go down. Because then there's all this history in the book of Revelation that tells you what happens, when Jesus and Satan and all that other stuff. But I really think when kids say they see stuff, I believe that they actually see that with their own eyes.
Yeah, they say like babies and stuff because they're fresh into this world, this like realm. So they're more connected to like that other spiritual plane until they get older and they kind of you separate. So it's kind of like a gap. You start off real close when we're born and it spreads, it gets thicker. And then as our time is up, we kind of get like closer to it, and then it kind of merges again.
And, like I said, my grandma, she is diagnosed with dementia and Alzheimer's, and she had a yeast infection, and she went like super crazy and was like talking to the wall and stuff. And you could pass that off as she just had a chemical imbalance in her head and stuff. But like you said, the older you get,
it makes you wonder.
And maybe her frequency changed, and then she was able, not like a portal or anything, but like she actually saw stuff.
Yeah, you're more connected. Yeah.
I mean, because if you think about all the frequency that's here right now, like with satellite towers, phone towers,
all sorts of shit,
Wi-Fi, especially with this whole 5G shit.
I feel like I really hit this table.
But there's like, I remember one of my friends talking to me about like if you could get like an infrared scanner to actually see all the wavelengths, all the frequency that you're walking through and dealing with.
It'd probably freak you out.
It would scare the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it would freak you out for sure.
So, and that's stuff that's man-made. What about like spiritual frequency?
I don't know. But see, that's the thing. This is like super like crazy, bizarre shit, like conspiracy theory stuff. Maybe not conspiracy theory, but do you think man-made stuff can even pick up spiritual spectrums?
No.
Truthfully, like
I don't
truly,
think so. I think it's all bullshit.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either. I think man-made things cannot.
Well,
pick
with that
something
thing,
up.
with that Expedition Unknown show, they brought an infrared scanner, and the paranormal specialist, she's like, infrared scanners pick up other stuff, but I'm like, infrared scanners work on people.
Yeah,
it picks up heat signatures. I don't think spirits or ghosts or whatever it is you want to believe, they're not going to pick up heat.
Yeah, they say like these paranormal things that they come across, these entities that they have like a heat substance. I'm like, well, there's no way. Air, they're like air. I understand.
No, that's what I'm saying. That person just walked through the wall.
Yeah, like I don't think they're gonna have like a heat signature.
No, and well, that was the one thing is because they were in this cave and it's this pure darkness. So they went to this spot to where they had these people had this paranormal experience. So she sat there and they set up cameras, infrared scanners. She had a recorder in her hand and like she shut her headlamp off. So you can see her, but she can't see anything around her. And she put her hand out and she thought she felt something. So she pulled back and she freaked out. And then they were going over the footage when she got back to where the other guy was. And there was this spot that the infrared scanner picked up on like a rock, and it was a different color. But I'm like, couldn't that just be like heat?
Temperature change.
Yeah.
My whole theory with that is they're like a spiritual. Yeah, you want some more of my knee?
I'm good.
they're like an entity. They're like, air is the best way to describe it. So in my opinion is they're always gonna match whatever the air temperature is around them, their environment. They're always going to match it no matter what. And then that Ghost Adventures, every time they like sense a ghost or something, and they're like, "Oh, dude, feel it! It's so cold right here. Oh my god, put your hand here." But
Or
it's
maybe
like,
it's just because it's dark and it's cold out.
well, but it's like what makes me know that it's bullshit is they never capture that because according to them, it's like ice cold, and over here they're sweating their ass off. It's like, well, grab your camera, your thermal, and capture that, but they never capture it.
Yeah.
They never ever capture it.
Well, and that whole thing is like with the paranormal stuff. I know I had some friends when I was younger that did like Ouija boards and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I went to like hang out with them and like have a sleepover.
Yeah, I'm all set on Ouija boards.
And they pulled one out. I said, I need to go home now.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't want to fuck with Ouija boards.
Well, and that's what I told Brendan because we got into it, and I was like, this is what I do know is I know for a fact that there's a spiritual realm here. And sometimes when you mess with that spiritual realm, you open up doors
that you can't close, people.
You'll never be able to close.
Yeah.
And this shit will follow you your whole life.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. Like, I love scary movies, like slasher films, like Freddy Krueger and Jason and Chucky.
Yeah, but you have to watch them during the day, right?
It depends. Chucky, yeah, absolutely during the day. But Jason really doesn't freak me out.
Was that... I was talking with the other Chris about my Cabbage Patch Kid. I had a Cabbage Patch Kid that was like a redhead Cabbage Patch Kid, and it like reminded me of Chucky. People are like, why are you scared of it? I'm like, because it's literally, it has overalls, it has red hair, and it's a fucking doll. I don't want it. I didn't like it.
Did you ever have a Furby when you were a kid?
Oh, fuck yeah. I still got him upstairs in my sister's cedar chest.
Me and my cousin had one. We literally took the batteries out of it because I spent a lot of time at my cousin's house because I dealt with a lot of stuff when I was a kid, you know, my mom and my dad being who they were. So I was spending the night at his house, and his Furby just started talking like in the middle of the night. And like we like took it and like put it in the kitchen or something. You could still hear it talk. So then we woke up again, took the batteries out of it, and it still talked.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty weird.
And then we shot it with a shotgun the next day. And you know,
you ever seen them without like their fur on their face?
I bet that's even scarier.
Dude, they're so fucking creepy looking. It is like the most creepy robot looking thing.
Like a grizzly bear with no hair. You ever seen that?
No.
Oh my,
that's terrifying.
That's like a fucking bad dream. Yeah, because it looks like a human because there's no hair on it, but it's like 10 feet
gigantic
tall and like
yeah.
1,300
like
pounds. Yeah. Oh man, but no, like I know there's something going on here, but
yeah.
I don't want any parts of it.
That's like that whole like reptilian bloodline conspiracy theory thing.
What?
Yeah, you never hear that conspiracy theory that like the Clintons are fucking like reptilians, like Hillary Clinton's a reptilian.
Huh.
And she's like a shapeshifter.
Oh, so she
you
can
had to have
change
seen
forms.
Yes,
no, I haven't seen that.
There's all sorts of these crazy videos of like her like blinking and like her eye like gets all weird and crazy, and people are like, "Oh, it's contacts. Leave her alone." I'm like, but she is kind of a weird looking. You never heard about that frazzle drip video on the black web?
No.
We talk about where somebody's gonna come knock on our house, though. I don't care. So apparently, there's this.
Are you on the dark web?
No, that's one place I don't ever want to like surf through. I'm good.
Yeah, 100%. I'm good. Fine. Yeah,
you can. I'm not going to. Apparently there was this video called the file name was Frazzle Drip or Frazzle Rip, Frazzled Rip, one of the two. And it was like this video of Hillary Clinton and this child, this little girl in this room, and this little child is like all like bound down to this chair, and like they're like cutting her up and like laughing.
This is a real video.
Apparently.
Okay.
It's on the black web, apparently. And Hillary Clinton is like cutting chunks of her face off and stuff and like playing with it with her and everything. And then like at the end of the video, they take out her adrenal gland and like fucking like eat it. And the whole reason why they were like cutting her is to like get the child's like adrenaline pumping. So it gets that adrenal like gland like full of fucking like adrenaline.
Shit, yeah.
And they like fucking cut it out and they're like eating it and drinking it and like going all crazy. Apparently it's real. And like apparently there was a police station somewhere. I want to say California, but I might be wrong about that. Where these cops actually saw the video and the one cop was like throwing up and like running out of the room and everything. And apparently it's still on the black web. And apparently the one cop still like knows about it, but he's like disappeared. Also, go figure. I don't know if it's real. I don't know.
Well, I can't tell you about all that, but I can tell you that the Clinton family, Hillary in particular, because I think Bill's just a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
I think she is a fucking evil human being, and she does some
no doubt
super evil shit.
Yeah, I believe that Frazzle Drip video is real. She's a weird
with
woman.
what happened in Benghazi, with the shit that she allowed, and all the other shit I've heard, with Bill Clinton being friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
where they've flown on a plane no less than 27 times.
Yeah, come on.
And now her daughter's running for Congress.
Is she?
Chelsea Clinton. Yep. This next election year, she'll get in too. She'll 100% get in.
Oh yeah.
So then the evil shit will just continue on forever and ever and ever. Man, dude, I don't know. She could absolutely be a shapeshifter. She could be a different.
Apparently, there's a guy that wrote a book about it.
Oh, he's probably dead too.
No, I think he's still alive.
Huh.
But I can't remember what the book was called. It was like something The Lion Sleeps No More or something like that. It was a weird book title, but it was all about he writes all about like shapeshifters and like his theory, and like he tries to prove why they exist and the reason why.
So shapeshifters, just so I'm clear, is something that's not of this world that can take forms of different people.
Right. So like in his theory,
it was like in Captain Marvel how she dealt with shapeshifters. Okay, same thing.
Yeah. But in his theory is like these shapeshifters are like of reptilian descent. And so like he talks about like the royal family and how like they're all like reptilians. Like they have like this.
Well, that would make sense for Queen Elizabeth because she's like 130 years old.
Yeah. And so he says that she is a reptilian like shapeshifter. And his theory is that we can't see them as like reptilians because the way that they shapeshift is they blend in with this frequency of this plane like we were talking about just like a little bit ago. And so that's how they shapeshift and look like humans. And the only way that we would ever be able to see them as not like human
kill them?
No, as not human form is if we could see them on their other frequency.
Would you want to see that other frequency?
Yeah, I would.
Fuck that.
I would.
Well,
can you imagine everything that you would truly see if you could like step out of this like realm and frequency?
Well, scare the shit out of me. Well, and
or just be in limbo.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I actually, me and my wife had this conversation about like angels and devil, like demons and stuff, and she swears on everything that's good and holy that she dealt with an angel, and you might think that she's crazy, but
I think I did when I got in my car accident.
But it wasn't like a life or death thing. Like she was at Meyer, I think, and she was walking, and this guy that was just sitting there went and had a conversation with her, and she just got like a weird, like not like a creepy vibe, but like that he was just different.
Yeah.
And then like he said something to her by name, and then
like how would he ever know her name?
Right. And then like she kept on walking, and then she looked back and he was gone.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah. So definitely I think that kind of stuff is 100% real. But like in Men in Black, like the first one, how he like realizes that like there's aliens walking across the planet like on Earth all the time.
Yeah, that eye thing that he does, that's like supposedly what people have witnessed of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. No, dude, I don't doubt it. There is a real religion that's like
Hail Zorp.
But there's something like that to where there is some kind of reptilian god that like creates all these beings. I haven't really heard of that shape-shifting thing, but wouldn't doubt it, man. Yeah, I mean, how else could she get away with the shit that she's gotten away with?
I don't know. That's the thing. Isn't that weird? Don't you think someone like that should be in prison?
Well, and Donald Trump,
regardless of how
President
much money
Trump is the kind of guy that I think he tries to do whatever he wants to do. And when him and Hillary Clinton, there's this back and forth between them during a debate before he got elected.
Yeah.
And she's like, President Trump or Donald Trump wants you to believe that he can get away with anything like this. And he's, irresponsible. And if he's president, who knows where this country to be? And he's like, yeah, and if I was president, you'd be in jail.
Yeah.
And
because she should be.
But here's the crazy thing that I think about being president. Because if I was like, if I got elected president tomorrow, I would go in the White House. I'm like, I want to know all this stuff. All the stuff. I want to know about Roswell. I want to know about Area 51 because you're the president. They have to tell you.
Do you
like,
think? I don't think so. I don't think they do.
You're like the most powerful person in the world.
Those events are not relevant anymore.
I don't give a fuck. I want to know about them.
Well, you can't just storm into office and demand things. How's that? When has that ever worked for anybody, whether you're president or not?
100%.
They don't tell the president that shit. Them people are all dead.
But like, I imagine that Trump got in office and was like, we need to figure out how to put Hillary Clinton in prison. And one of his people said, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was definitely the first thing that he said.
Yeah, that's not President Trump. We can't do that. There's something going on. And then they filled him in with this. And he's like, oh, shit. Because he doesn't really talk about her anymore, if you've noticed. Because she still talks about it all the time, about all this other crazy shit. But he doesn't ever talk about her anymore. So
that is true.
Maybe. I don't know. I know there's definitely some shit that's going on.
Well, yeah, there'd have to be, right?
Yeah. But if you could actually put on glasses and see all the shit that's going on. Like if you went to downtown Ann Arbor and just put these glasses on and you can see these people for what they actually are, you'd want to see that?
Bums.
Oh, I don't know. That would be insane. Like if you put your glasses on and you see all the crazy shit, like demons and angels and lizard gods.
That'd be a whole.
I'd put them on for 3 seconds and go, ah!
Whole nother world. Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. It'd be insane.
My brother-in-law, he made a good point when we were talking. I think this was 4th of July. We were talking about this. He's like, yeah, people all the time when they talk about they want to go on vacation, they're like, oh, I want to go to this island or whatever. He's like, the fuck that? I want to go to a different planet, man. I want to go to a different universe. I want to see that shit. I'm like, yeah, that is a good point. He's like, yeah. He's like, humans think way too small about shit. I'm like, yeah, that is true.
So with that whole Mars thing going on, would you go to Mars?
You mean would I sign up to
for
get
a
on
one-way ticket?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Those people are fucking crazy.
But I read an article.
They know they're going to die.
I read an article about that, what's Elon Musk, SpaceX, that when they take people to Mars, that they figured out a way to where it's not a one-way ticket. You'll be able to come back.
That's not true.
But the problem is
no way.
you have to go to Mars. When you go to Mars, you have to wait a certain amount of time for Earth and Mars to get close together again, but it's a year. So you have to figure out a way to live that long with no oxygen.
This scenario it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Lost in Space. Have you seen it?
How many movies have they made about?
These people are gonna live it.
How many movies have they made about Mars where people go there and bad shit happens? And then there was a movie about
the moon, anyways. Yeah.
What was it, Apollo 13? There was a movie called Apollo 13 or Apollo 15.
Yeah, Apollo 13.
Where they, not the one with Tom Hanks. There was another one that was about, it was kind of a scary movie about one Apollo mission that went bad and it was never recorded. No one ever talked about it.
Oh, it might be Apollo 15 or something.
About some crazy shit that happened when they went to the moon. And there was
aliens and shit.
Yeah, there was other things there.
Dude, there's no way. I would never do that. Those people aren't coming back. There's no way.
Well, not only that, it'll take you 6 months just to travel there.
And then what are they telling them? Hey, we'll pay you $30,000 if you take this one-way trip to fucking Mars. It's
what's that money worth?
What am I gonna do with that money? I'm up in space.
Yeah. If you could give me $1 billion that my family could have, and I'm just gonna kill myself.
Yeah, there you go. Because they know they're signing up for hey, sign here. This is acknowledging that you will die.
Yeah.
You will not be returning. Yeah. Prick your finger. We need your blood, and
yep.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be cool to go to space.
Yeah, that
go to the International Space Station.
Yeah, that
and
whole
see Earth
aspect
and the moon.
of it. Yeah, but no, I don't want to get stranded on Mars. What do they even have for them when they get there? What are they supposed to do?
Well, build a like a base.
They're supposed to build it. So let me get this straight. They,
I don't know.
They ask a bunch of crazy people.
I can't even spell words, so I'm not even. I don't know.
Because you know they're crazy because they're signing up for this. So they expect a bunch of crazy people to go to Mars and build some kind of fucking homestead, fucking
Well,
base for them.
First of all, space
to
isn't
live.
real. Hashtag flat Earth. So
It's shaped like a disc. What was that one video of the dude like saying like how come he like pours water over like an orange
and he
or something?
spins it.
No, he's saying like if the Earth is round and like Texas or something floods, how come the water doesn't like run all the way down and flood somewhere else? Because he's like, oh, I'm like, dude, how much did you smoke today?
Well, and that's the thing about flat earthers is like they'll put these YouTube videos up for like an hour and they'll explain about how all their theories work. And some of their theories make a little bit of sense. Some of them do.
Not a lot.
But see, what happens is with the flat earth people, they don't have a scientist with them and have an actual live forum. And where the guy that has actually put his whole life and dedicated work
it's
to
just
all this stuff
just
and go,
people that decided to write in a notebook.
Nope, that's bullshit. That's not how that works because of this scientific
There's
law
nothing
or
to
this
validate
theory.
it for them.
Right. And then all these other people, they get together and they're like, oh yeah. That makes sense. But there's no one there like countering it. Like
there's no law. There's no
no
order to their
no,
like madness and
no.
insanity.
But like I get some of it. Like there's a lot of weird shit with NASA and like how they Photoshop some pictures and stuff.
Well, yeah, because you know how many aliens zip by when they're out there doing shit.
And who knows what the people on the International Space Station and astronauts have actually seen in outer space?
I could tell you a lot. There's no way they haven't. There's no way.
But this is what I'm saying about flat Earth, with all the shit that's going on, with all the bullshit that they believe that the moon isn't real, and it illuminates. Some people believe the moon is real, but illuminates its own light.
Well, that's
so it's like its own light source.
My old supervisor his theory is that the Earth is like this dome, and if you go to like the North Pole or like Antarctica, you will reach the end.
Yeah, the ice shelf.
Which apparently, like, if you're just like cruising around like the Antarctica or whatever, like you get picked up and taken home because you're like in danger of like getting close to the end of the walls. And
yeah, well, and the thing with them is there's only north. There's no other direction. So like Antarctica isn't even a real place. They think Antarctica.
Who thinks?
Flat Earth people. That's not a real place.
I didn't know that.
Antarctica.
I didn't know they're that stupid.
The ice shelf. And like, there's literally people that have been to Antarctica. You can see Antarctica from South America, from the tip of Argentina. You can see Antarctica. Mm-hmm. This guy that I was telling you about literally walked across the shelf, like walked across Antarctica from one spot to the next.
He didn't find any walls, huh?
No, but this is what I'm saying. For all the people that have been in outer space, thousands of people have been in outer space. There's been people that have been in SR-71 Blackbirds, spy planes that are like 50, 60,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
There's all these political people that have some kind of space technology, putting satellites up, presidents of countries all over the world. And not one person has came out and said, hey, this is all bullshit. The Earth is flat.
It's a confidentiality thing.
There's some huge Illuminati that's protecting the whole world.
Yeah, I know.
Like, but, okay, deep down, whether the Earth is flat or not, does it really fucking matter?
Apparently it does.
Why? Why does it matter?
I don't know, because nobody's come out and really told us, because we don't know.
When it comes
we
down
honestly
to the
don't know.
day-to-day,
People want
where
answers.
you're going to work and when you're driving home.
Here's the reason. The reason why it matters to people is because when we're born and we grow up and we die, in between that gap of life and death, we're told what the world is. We're told that it's round. We're told that the universe is this and that and that. Then these people come up with these theories like it's flat or whatever. And then these people get upset because they don't know what the truth is. And they get mad that, like you said, nobody's come out and said, hey, this is what it's like. So they get fucking butthurt. And it's just, they want answers. That's all it is.
So you know actual flat Earth people? Like you've met someone?
No, and I hope I don't. And what it boils down to is they're just a bunch of crybabies that want answers. It's like, dude, just your time could be well spent on something else.
Yeah.
Like proving your theory of why the Earth is flat, rather than just yelling, "It's fucking flat." It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's just crazy. I just don't get it.
The one video I did watch though that was interesting, I can't remember if it was like a flat earther theory or not, but they took this chamber and they vacuumed it. So they created a vacuum in this chamber, and then they dropped a bowling ball and a feather at the same time, and they dropped
At the same rate.
in a vacuum.
Okay.
I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, because there's all this theoretical science.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Are you good?
The theory was that that the Earth actually does move, so there actually isn't gravity. It's because the Earth is moving. So that's why they were like going at the same pace, because you're actually witnessing the movement of the Earth. That it was gravity doesn't exist, and that was their theory to prove it. They created this vacuum and dropped the bowling ball and the feather from the same point, and because it was like they were moving at the same speed and reaching the same point at the same time, the theory was what you're witnessing is not gravity or zero gravity, rather than you're witnessing the actual movement of the Earth, and that's why you're so think of it like this, like they drop it, but the Earth is like moving like this, so that's why you're seeing it. That was weird. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, no, it's
Because the other thing that someone told me is gravity isn't real, because like when shit like drops, it's because it's heavier than air.
oh yeah, that's mass.
I'm
Because
like-
it's just like with it's just with mass and density. Like the reason why a helium balloon will float is because helium is lighter than air.
Yeah.
The reason why a rock will sink in the water because the density of the rock is heavier and more dense than the water.
Yeah. Do you think that's true though?
No, gravity's a real thing.
You think so?
100%.
Why?
Because if gravity wasn't a thing and we're all believing that the Earth is round, with no gravity, everything just falls off.
But maybe it doesn't just fall off because
I don't know.
we're heavier.
And this is another thing.
Or because the Earth
I
is
don't-
flat, and that's why we're not going anywhere, because
don't
there is
get-
no gravity. They're just flat.
I don't care. I don't care if
I
it's
know.
flat.
I don't either.
Like, if we live in a dome, then so be it.
Like the Truman Show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Oh, man. Oh, so you tell me that I don't ever tell you, like, funny stuff about my kids or, like, good stuff because all I do is talk trash about them.
Jokes. Come on.
So, Eli, my oldest son, one of his favorite songs is I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. And I don't know why, but like sometimes when we're in the car, he's like, "Hey, Dad, pull up this song on YouTube so we can listen to it."
I believe I can fly.
And I hate to tell him this, but he's going to find out who R. Kelly really is. And he's going to figure out that he is a real piece of shit. And he's going to be like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe."
Why are you gonna ruin it for him?
Oh, I won't. I'm not going to. I mean, how do you tell a little kid that the person that he listens to likes to pee on girls? He'll figure it out.
What's wrong with that?
Well, you ever seen that documentary on R. Kelly?
No. I
Yeah,
have not.
you should watch that. It's
Why?
kind of interesting.
Is that really all it's about? Is like his like weird fetishes and
Well, he married like a 13-year-old girl, and
I don't know. I don't know this.
That's all real stuff. Like, he's a creep.
I understand that. I didn't know. I don't follow R. Kelly's life
No, me either.
because I hate his music.
Well, and my wife loves Michael Jackson, and I'm like,
Michael Jackson is like one of the weirdest things to talk about.
"Where'd you get that Velcro piece?"
Shit. It came with my cable because yours is built into your fucking arm. See it?
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is like the same setup, but they're different.
Yeah. It's like your actual XLR cable is a little bit different than mine too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it nicer?
I don't know if it's nicer. It's different.
Wait, is this one mine or is that one yours?
That one's mine. The thinner one is yours.
Oh, okay. But so anyway, so talk about Michael Jackson. I mean, because
Chemical castration. It's a real thing.
do you believe the shit he did when he was living in Neverland Ranch?
Diddling little kids?
Yeah, do you think that really happened?
Absolutely. How could you not?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things.
You're
to where-
crazy if you don't believe that.
right? And that's the thing that my wife would say is she's like, well, because he, was robbed of his childhood, he just like doing childish things.
That doesn't give him the right to fucking play with little kids.
Well, and regardless if that's one of the things that I was like, yeah, it definitely happened, because when they investigated and searched his house, they literally found like little
said, like,
kid
dolls?
shit
Yeah.
in like Boy Scout uniforms and stuff.
So fucking weird.
And okay, so all right, let's say we're under the impression that he didn't do anything, but there's all this weird stuff going on. And you had a 7-year-old kid like I have, and Michael Jackson calls you and says, "Hey, can your son come over to my house and hang out?" I'm like, "No,
we're gonna do a little hee and a little hoo hoo."
He can 100% not come over your house. What loving parent would send their child to Michael Jackson's house?
That's what I said.
Just because you're a fan of his music, you're gonna take. He's a stranger. You don't know who he is. You don't have any idea who he is.
Nope.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Exactly. You didn't know who he was, and then people find out later what he really is. Can you imagine? What do you think the parents of those kids that let their kid go over to his house thought after they found out and heard all that shit? Do you think they were like, fuck, we should never have done that? Or do you think they were like, no, he's a great guy. He's no way he could have done any of that stuff?
I think there's both. I think some people are so brainwashed.
Like brainwashed, or like a denial thing. Like they don't want to admit that they were a fucking idiot and let their kid like go off.
And as much money as Michael Jackson had, who's to say that he didn't pay the parents off?
He might have.
Just to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, he might have.
Because the people who made the documentary on the Michael Jackson thing, I don't remember what it's called, but I think it's on Netflix. Yeah. Or if it's not on Netflix, it's on HBO. The people who made the documentary were 2 kids that were a part of that whole trial.
Oh, really?
But one of them recanted, so the things that he said when he was a kid, he changed his story as an adult. So who really knows what's going on? All I know is I would not let my kid go over to Michael Jackson's house.
No, just the way he looked.
Yeah.
It doesn't like, he sets you off. It's like, it's kind of off-putting the way that dude like looked in general.
Yeah. No, but the reason
Before
why
and after.
The reason why he looked like that is because he didn't have any testosterone in his body. That's why some of this shit happened. Like why he was weird, because he didn't have the things that most normal people have, because his dad was a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, folks, don't
ruined his life.
Yeah, don't chemically castrate your kids.
No,
it does not turn out well. You want to know how it turns out? Michael Jackson. That's how well it turns out.
I mean, do you even like any of his music? Not really.
I like the 2 songs that everybody likes. What? Beat It and
Thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. If you were gay, who would you want to be with? So we talked about last week.
I don't want to be with you.
Oh, I appreciate that. But last week we talked about like our hall pass list. So flip it. So instead of like
a woman that we'd have sex with,
like who would be?
But my question was, like last week, my question was the rest of your life.
Yeah. No, I know.
So who am I? If I could choose one guy to be gay with for the rest of my life?
No, let's talk about a hall pass of dudes.
Okay, like so just a hall pass, like a one-time slip.
Yeah, famous people. Yeah.
Just one, or is it like 3 choices like we did?
You can do 3, yeah, sure.
I don't even know if I have 3 though. Shia LaBeouf.
Okay. Probably music guy.
No, see, I wouldn't want to be gay with like a music guy.
Too dirty?
No, because like they're cool people to hang out with, but I don't think I want like that kind of relationship with them. You know?
I mean, we're not talking about just one night stand. Like we're talking about like a whole date, like dinner and a movie and all that. So you'd have to hang out with them too. So you're just not getting the sex part. You got to deal with them too.
So I am having sex with them.
Yeah, you dictate how that works though.
Okay.
Pun intended.
Dick. So yeah, Shia LaBeouf. I think we both have the same one, Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he seems like a real fun dude to hang out with. And
Justin Timberlake?
No, I hate Justin Timberlake, man.
Oh man, you're a real piece of
I don't
shit.
know. I only have the two, just those two. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Paul Rudd. I'm gonna go out on a limb and probably Justin Verlander seems like a pretty cool dude, man. And
Oh, there you go, Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
I'd be good with Derek Jeter.
And then we got to
That
get
dude's farewell tour was fucking phenomenal.
and
Hotels, strippers, and eating ass, dude. I'm there.
So see,
Here, pull this back a little bit. I got too much.
the blanket.
Yeah, I got too much fucking quilt hanging over, driving me nuts.
Okay.
You didn't even plug your phone in?
Yeah, because I got my notes on it and stuff. But so Paul Rudd, Justin Verlander, and probably Brad Pitt. He's a sexy man.
Yeah, there you go. Leonardo DiCaprio. I like Leo.
You don't.
Or, okay, now that, see, actors are all coming to me now. I wasn't thinking about really actors, but, fuck, what's his name? The Bourne series.
Matt Damon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would hang out and fuck Matt Damon for sure. What's up, Matt Damon?
Are you catching and receiving, or pitching and catching?
I'll do both. Yeah, I'll do both.
Huh?
I'll do both with Leo or I'll do both with only Shia and Leo. Paul Rudd though, I want to give it to him.
Yeah. You know what's weird with like famous people like Paul Rudd, Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith? Because me and my wife watched the new Bad Boys movie. Bad Boys.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was super good.
I want to watch it. Yeah,
it's funny. Like Will Smith has not aged at all.
No.
From like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to now, the only thing that's different is he's big. Like he's not fat. He's just stronger.
Black people don't. They don't age.
Dude, Leonardo DiCaprio looks the same.
Yeah, that's a fountain of youth there.
Like what are they
Sam
drinking?
Elliott, remember that we were talking about Sam
Yeah,
Elliott?
he's like 100.
Literally, Sam Elliott is the prime example of like somebody that in like 40 years has not changed whatsoever.
What about Morgan Freeman? He's like 150.
He looks pretty old now though.
Does he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything lately.
Yeah. Have you pull him up? Pull up a picture of him from Bruce Almighty. Look up Morgan Freeman, Bruce Almighty. And then look at him now. He looks old as shit. Also, Morgan Freeman was in War of the World.
The Tom Cruise movie?
Yes. That is my other like all-time favorite movie. Oh, that was my other question too. It was gonna be, but then I chose the fingers and legs one like a weirdo. But yeah, that movie poster, I'll have to show it to you sometime. It's in my room. I got that giant ass movie poster of War of the Worlds.
What movie did you want me to look up?
The hand. Bruce Almighty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Bruce Almighty. He looks pretty young in that movie, and then if you look at him now, he's all spotted out and wrinkled and
sure, but he doesn't look that much older.
Now? Yeah, look at him now.
I just did.
Now compared to Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
Nah, you're crazy, man.
Oh shit.
The dude's about to keel over any minute.
I mean, you can look at photos of him. I mean, he looks old, but
Yeah, he looks rough. He looks old.
yeah, he was on the boat with Noah, so yeah, probably he's starting to age after 300 or 400 years, thousands of years.
Oh, that's funny.
But we were talking about that the other day about with my uncle about how like we think of time as like if you think of like the Civil War, we think about that like that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's really not.
Yeah, it kind of is though.
That's two people ago. So my grandpa, who just passed away this last
200
year,
years is a while.
it's not even 200 years.
It's close though, isn't it?
But when I'm talking in the realm of like Earth, 180 years isn't that long. My grandpa Ed,
But we don't think of it that way
his
though.
dad, so my great grandpa was alive during the Civil War.
Yeah, we don't think of it that way though, because we know we're only on this earth for that amount of time. So we don't think about the earth itself as a time frame. We think of like our time frame
So
as
we were talking about
It is weird.
We were talking about the there's a steakhouse in New York that's one of the oldest still running restaurants.
what's it called?
I can't remember now, but it opened up in like the 1820 or 1830. But there's because he knows, my uncle knows everything. He's like, well, that's not even the oldest one. The oldest one is this.
I've been around.
Well, there's a restaurant in Rhode Island that opened up in like 1730 or something like that.
That's old. It's still around?
Yeah.
That's fucking old.
But it's really not.
Yes, it is. For a building?
In America's like a little tiny baby country. You're talking about countries like England or Ireland. Ireland, there's bars in Ireland that have literally been brewing the same beer since like the 12th century.
Yeah, but that's their heritage.
That's what I'm saying.
That's their nature.
It's just not that America's not that old.
You're right. America is not. But like I said, we don't think about
old to us, yeah.
Yeah, our concept of time is not as big as the earth. It's
right.
as big as our time on earth. Which it is very strange that we think that way. We don't ever think about, because time is, the window is so small of how we like perceive it, because we just don't think.
Monaco's.
Oh, okay. We just don't think of the earth as.
It opened in 1837. They do a lot of dry age steak.
I bet that's really good.
You ever see how they do that?
Uh-uh.
They literally let steaks sit out at room temperature for like 30 or 40 days. And then they'll cut like the nasty stuff off it and cook it, and it's supposed to taste like way better. Yeah, but the one that he told me about, it's like a tavern, so they serve like beer and like bar kind of food.
Yeah,
but like that's the thing that gets me going is like time's all relevant to what you got going on, and that's one of the things why I really believe that there's an afterlife, because I can't believe that this is it.
There's not enough time.
Yeah, like
could be it.
Definitely more
carbon-based life forms. Just luck of the draw. It's the cards we were dealt, man.
It's just funny how
it's a shitty hand, but
it's just funny how people that won't believe in anything, they say this is it. This is all that's ever going to be, and then when you die, you just die. I'm like, you really believe that?
Some people do.
You really believe that this is it?
I can't.
Your miserable life is all you get.
I can't believe that on this planet, of all the things that live here, turtles live for like hundreds of years. How does that work?
That was turtles, and they found a I think it was a blue whale.
God, there's another one that lives.
A blue whale that they found,
the beluga,
off the coast of Alaska, I think.
That lives for like hundreds of years.
It had a harpoon in it from like the 1800s.
Dude, that's fucking metal.
So they think this whale was young when it happened, and the whale's like 160, 170 years old.
It's just cruising around with a fucking harpoon hanging out of it. Like, yeah, what's up?
Well, and that's another thing that freaks me out about the ocean is we don't have any fucking idea what's in the ocean.
No, listen, that's their land. That's their territory.
You swim in the ocean?
No. I've been in the ocean, but I've never like physically swam. I've always had my feet on the ground. The thought of
to freak you out.
Yeah, remember me saying I have that phobia of like open water beneath me to where I can't see or
my wife has that same fear.
Dude, my heart, even in video games, the biggest example I have was playing that. You ever play those Jack and Daxter games?
Oh yeah.
Well, in the second Jack and Daxter, there's a part where you go through the sewers and you have to hop on these like little fucking like pipe sewer top pieces, but around you is like sewer water, and you can't really see beneath you, but you can see it's like brown murky water. And like even in the game, when I like fuck up and fall into the water, I panic, and like even thinking about it like makes me panic.
You're like shortness.
Because I'm like, oh, get the fucking water. I don't know what's down there. Oh god, it just freaks me out, man.
Like I wouldn't want it.
Terrifies me, not knowing what's beneath me.
And
it's that vast. Ugh.
I like to scuba dive in during like on like the coral reef.
See, I would want to scuba dive, but I would know I would just fucking freak out. Maybe not as bad if I could like see something.
Well, especially if it's like in like a Caribbean place where like the ocean's clear and you can see everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
On.
Like seeing if
but
I
like in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and everything's dark,
you know,
fuck that.
There's no fucking way. You ever seen that video of that fucking giant squid that like it looks like an alien? like it literally looks like from the movie Alien.
Yeah, there's
It's got the shape of the head. And,
There's this guy I have on Instagram. He's a Russian guy that he's a deep sea fisher, and he'll pull up these like ancient fish from like the bottom of the ocean, like an anglerfish.
those things are so
You ever seen an
fucking
anglerfish?
gnarly. Yeah.
That thing that's got the light over it, and it's got like this fucking mouth with teeth like this.
Oh yeah. You know they're huge. They're actually like really big.
Yeah, they're bigger than this table.
Yeah, they're. I found that out like not too long ago. I had this like idea that they were like little Nemos, and then I saw that comparison picture on Facebook of this lady standing there, and they had like a model of it like to scale,
How
and
big it is?
I was like, what in the fuck, people? As if it wasn't like terrifying enough, and
Yeah.
it's like it's bigger than me.
Yeah. Well,
Dude.
and not to freak you out more, but
God
there's
damn it,
big
dude.
there's big fish
freaks
in
me
like
out.
Lake Michigan too.
I know there is,
Like, what was the fish that we were talking about?
but they don't have fucking gnarly teeth that are gonna
No.
eat me alive.
They, I guess there's piranhas in Lake Michigan,
Yeah,
Like
I
freshwater
would
piranhas?
believe it. Yeah.
and then there's
You ever
like,
seen that video of them like tossing like meat?
and it's just like,
And it
Yeah.
just disappears.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's so
no,
crazy.
and that I guess I didn't know this about the ocean is humans don't have the capabilities of reaching the ocean floor
well, no, we would like explode or implode
because there's
anyway.
so
The
much pressure.
Yeah.
Like even who's the James Cameron? He has a submarine that'll get down really far. Here, let me look it up. It's super far because we don't even know how deep parts of the ocean is.
Yeah. Like the Mariana Trench and shit like that.
Yeah. Let's see, deepest.
Oh, speaking of that, that reminds me.
Depth.
James Cameron. I was wrong about our last podcast. Remember how I said Margot Robbie played that chick from My Name Is Earl? That is actually a different woman. The chick that plays Joy in My Name Is Earl, her name is Jamie Joyce, I think, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And not Margot Robbie. But they look exactly the same. I thought they were the same person. So my bads, people. And that reminds me, when we were talking about that Dr. Squatch shit, I said it was like $30 a month for 3 months. What I meant by 3 months was it's like a 3-month supply of soap. So you get like 3 bars of soap, which is like they say you typically go through a bar a month.
Yeah.
Which they're right. I'm on my last bar right now, and I just got my other 3 that came in.
So the deepest point.
Sorry if I'm retarded.
The deepest point ever reached by man is 35,858 feet below the surface of the ocean.
Dude, that's deep.
You'll have to travel to the bottom of the Challenger Deep, a section of the Mariana Trench under the Pacific Ocean, 200 miles southwest of Guam. But they think the ocean could be as deep as 80 or 90,000 feet.
How tall is the
Mount Everest, you could put Mount Everest in the ocean.
Yeah. Okay.
In the ocean. All the way.
I'm good.
That's
Can you imagine
crazy.
what else is down there that we don't know about?
Well, and see, that's the thing about what's that big prehistoric megalodon?
Yeah.
You know, they say that it doesn't exist anymore. I happen to
I've
believe
heard
that,
they say that it does exist.
I happen
still.
to believe that it's just adapted to go deeper underwater.
Yeah.
Like when humans became more prevalent.
Yeah.
I just think it learned just to not fuck with humans anymore. So it's just down there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When cavemen are constantly fucking hunting you, the Big Meg.
Yeah,
We
I
want
don't-
it for food.
Well, and I'm not convinced like big creatures aren't around anymore. Like dragons. I'm not convinced that dragons are extinct.
Did they ever exist though? That's like a fantasy thing, right?
I don't know. Did they? They could have.
I don't know.
Dinosaurs
I-
are real.
I think that's like a
What's the
fantasy
difference
thing.
between dinosaurs and a dragon? Nothing.
It breathes fire.
Well,
There's
I'm not.
nothing scientifically
No, I'm not.
logical.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the
Animal that
the
breathes
breathing fire
fire.
thing, but like a flying dragon.
Well, yeah, that basically existed. The fucking pterodactyls and stuff.
Right. But we don't know if that kind of stuff doesn't still exist. You know how much of the Amazon that we've actually
where's
discovered?
The Amazon.
I'm just saying in particular,
Like
like,
dinosaurs don't exist anymore. That's a shoo-in.
dude, I don't know.
You would know about it. There would be some trace somewhere.
But you know how big the earth is?
Yeah, and you know how much of it is covered by fucking people? A lot. More than you think.
Not as I don't know.
More than you think.
I mean,
okay, maybe coverage. Like I'm talking.
Do you know how big Russia is? You know how big?
Draw a map. Fuck Russia. Draw a map. Put all these dots on it where people are standing still. Now, draw a digital map of all those dots of people standing still, and then play it of where they've all been.
Yeah, no,
that would cover a lot.
I'm just saying. There's, I mean, they are discovering new animals in the Amazon every day because
nobody wants to go in the Amazon though. That's why like shit's still being discovered. The Amazon is a fucking cesspool. It's a breeding ground for monsters. Michael Scott. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah,
you can't like go in the Amazon without either dying or catching some disease.
So what about other?
So you can't just do it.
Is Bigfoot real?
No, Bigfoot's not real. That's
the
dumbest fucking thing.
You know, Bigfoot was real.
Yeah, cavemen.
No, its name was Giant Apothecus. It was a ape-like creature that was 10 feet tall. They found
that's all bullshit.
Bones and
it's all bullshit.
You can look it up. It's a real
that's
thing.
All bullshit.
I'm not saying they're real now, but they were because they were found in because of the global warming that's happening on this earth and
so it killed Bigfoot.
Well, no. What I'm saying is they're finding more stuff because stuff is melting. And like they found like mammoths that are like almost fully intact.
The mammoth thing is
the same thing happened with Giant Apothecus. Is they found one that was like halfway frozen. I mean, it was dead, and it was like in pieces, but they've actually found it. And the same way that you can measure babies when they're in utero, when they're inside of women, they can measure their femur and stuff, and they can tell you how big it is because you can't weigh them because they're inside of you.
Yeah.
The same way they can do with.
Wasn't like
animals
like density too? They test like bone density.
So they'll measure like the femur bone, and by measuring the femur, they can dictate how big it is. Yeah. Same thing happened with that. But like, there's something like Loch Ness Monster. I don't think Loch Ness is real.
See, I think it is real. That's one of those things where that's probably deep in the ocean, like the Meg. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the Loch Ness is in like a lake.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly, that's like a lore. That's like a folklore.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
folk tale.
I'm not saying that Bigfoot doesn't or doesn't exist, but all I'm saying is
I'm saying it does.
Have you ever seen a bear walk upright?
No.
You could dictate that as Bigfoot because everyone that sees Bigfoot, they've never got killed by one. It's always from like 100 yards away, and they see something disappear into the woods.
No, and also if Bigfoot exists, why is it so terrified of human beings? If it's this big fucking primal, monster, why is it so scared? Why does it have to hide in the woods? It just doesn't make sense, dude. Bigfoot doesn't exist. It's not real. There's no way it's real.
What about all this coronavirus shit? You scared about that?
Did I tell you what I said? Like more cases a year, still people die from salmonella a year than coronavirus.
Dude, more people.
It's the dumbest fucking thing. Coronavirus. Listen, I say it every time. Quit itching your ass and rubbing your eyes and just wash your hands. You won't get sick. Coronavirus has been around. It's just a different strand of coronavirus. But it's the cold.
COVID-19, COVID-19 or something.
You want to know what it is? It's the common cold where people, dirty Asians in the market, don't want to wash their hands.
Whoa!
They're cutting up fucking chickens and animals and rubbing everything. I saw a video. I
saw a video this morning of this guy, this Asian guy.
It's from the Hunan market. That's why it's nothing racist about saying dirty Asian. It's from the Hunan market. He literally
took a rat, a live rat, picked it up and bit his head off and ate his head.
You mean to tell me you're surprised that it's
what I'm wondering is what is the government trying to hide from us? Because every year something happens, whether it's SARS or anthrax or
anthrax. When was anthrax?
2000, right after 9/11.
Really? I don't remember that.
Of course, you were a baby. You were a little tiny human.
No, I wasn't.
How old were you when 9/11 happened in 2001? 6?
7, dick. Not a baby.
All right. Well, anyway, but like every year it's something. Remember the bird flu? That was going to kill everybody.
Yeah, swine flu.
Then the West Nile virus was going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
And every time something happens, I know for a fact that they're just trying to hide something from us. Something happened that they're trying to
divert your eyes.
Yep, from something else.
Yeah.
Like with that
Boston bombing thing.
Like with that Vegas shooting thing. Remember that guy killed all those people?
Yeah,
that's all bullshit.
Like all the evidence
I'm
that
not
was stacked against that guy, and like it never drew any red flags. Like a dude like comes in with a suitcase full of guns. Nobody noticed that or nothing.
Not only that, so the
Come on.
guy
The fuck
was on the strip in Vegas, and he carried all this stuff up like a bunch of flights of stairs, and all these cameras. No one caught him.
Yeah.
But what catches
Well,
me?
he was on camera carrying the luggage around.
Okay. But no one saw him take out the 6-inch bulletproof, or not bulletproof, the hurricane glass that's in hotels. I could tell you my theory on it, and you probably think I'm a crazy person, but you already do, so it's fine.
There you go.
So
Bingo.
what I read about what actually happened is that guy was actually a CIA agent. He was a CIA operative.
Probably.
And all that gunfire and shit that happened, there was an arms deal, an illegal arms deal that was going on between a couple terrorist groups. And they met there to swap guns and money. And something went south and shit hit the fan. And then the people that didn't like what happened turned on a bunch of people down there because of the shit that was going on.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And who knows? Who knows?
I could believe that. I don't think you're crazy for that.
But I'm also the same kind of guy that doesn't believe most of school shootings happen. So,
or if they do, it's definitely all staged.
Yeah.
It's all set up to happen.
I think there's an agenda that's being pushed right now, this anti-gun agenda. And they use stuff like this to push on the anti-gun thing.
Well, it's annoying because what you were talking about before we even started this today when you came over, it was, don't you know guns kill people? It's like so many people with like, they don't have common sense. They agree with that. Guns kill people. It's bad. It's like, no, people kill people.
Yeah. Well, and I got into an argument with my uncle about it because I always get into an argument about him, about everything. But he was talking about this whole gun thing. And I said, they took guns away from people in France. Can't have them.
Yeah.
And what happened in the subway in Paris? Like a bunch of people, like 70 people got stabbed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you take away.
People,
prison.
If you take knives away from people are going to kill each other with rocks.
I was just going to say prison. How is it any different? Think about it, people.
People still die.
They can't have guns or knives and everything. And look what happens in prison.
Wow. And
dudes are getting bonked in the head with lead pipes and fucking chairs like WWE.
And this is what I told him. I said, we don't have a gun problem. We have a mental health problem.
Yeah. No, yes, it's true. A people problem.
Because there was a time to where these mental health institutions were around and a lot more people were getting helped.
Yeah, they shut them all down.
Yeah. And
That
you
makes
just
no
push
sense.
these people out on the streets and now they're homeless.
Because they didn't have any more funding for it or what? They just decided, fuck the crazies.
I don't know. I know to really deal with the problem that we have in this country, the first step that you need to do is deal with the mental health issue.
Euthanasia, another option. Just saying.
Well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm just saying to deal with, you can't try to take my guns away and then tell me that we don't have a mental health problem because there's more guns in this country than there are people. If guns were a problem, you would fucking know.
Yeah.
It's not the guns.
I know that. Don't yell at me.
I'll yell at you about whatever the fuck I want to yell at you about. No, I don't know. It's crazy. I can't believe that. And that's another thing. With CNN, they'll talk about these gun issues about
you can't believe anything
about
CNN says.
about like bump stocks or assault weapons or whatever, and they'll bring this like guy that's a professional in guns. And like he'll be talking straight out of his ass and not have any idea what he's even talking about.
Trying to freak people out
And I'm
as
like,
some terrorist weapon.
Assault is a verb.
Yes.
It describes something. My golf club can become an assault golf club by my intent.
Yeah.
Just because an AR-15 or a M4 or any kind of gun like that, because it's black and it's made out of carbon.
Whoa.
It's got a sleek military look. It's assault. You can call it a tactical rifle. You can call it that. It's not an assault rifle because the shooter that killed a bunch of people in DC in the 70s. He used a bolt action 308. It killed like 20 people.
Yeah, the DC sniper.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, can you imagine that? Me and my brother-in-law, we were talking about that. We wanted to make a shirt that says like I survived DC. It shows like crosshair, like scope.
Oh man, it's just people are gonna. There's just evil fucking people out there that are gonna do evil fucking shit.
We were talking about the DC Sniper because we were talking about we were watching the Ted Bundy tapes when that was real big on Netflix, like 6 months ago.
Did you watch the movie
with Zac Efron?
Yeah,
no,
that's pretty good.
But the other one we were talking about was Jeffrey Dahmer, and then he brought up Ramirez, the Night Stalker, that would climb through people's windows in California and cut them up and shit.
See, I don't remember that one.
And escape, yeah. And then the DC Sniper. I would rather deal with a dude that crawls through my windows and try to cut me up than a sniper any day.
Yeah, just shoot me. Just shoot me.
No, because
you want to get carved up.
A sniper, it could happen any minute, anywhere, any place, anytime. You never know. You never even see the guy, nothing. At least the dude that's climbing through my windows, licking my toes at night before he cuts me up, I'll see him. I have a chance.
Yeah.
I have a chance.
Yeah, every now and then I'll get on the serial killer phase and start watching stuff about it.
I know.
It comes and goes.
Yeah, the fever hits me once a year. I'm time to get back into this. Let's see who's been killing people lately.
I read something that in your life you'll come across 5 or 10 serial killers.
Yeah.
People that haven't been caught.
Street, yeah.
And you have no idea.
That was what I was thinking about at work. It's so funny how we talk about this shit and it's literally shit that I was thinking about at work a day ago. I was sitting there putting a roll in and I was like, I wonder how many murders go absolutely unnoticed.
Well, all kinds of murders. And that's
a lot.
That's the thing with Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy admitted to killing 35 people.
Right, but what if he didn't?
He could have killed thousands of people the way he was doing it.
Yeah, for all we know, yeah.
And because the only way criminal investigators can put crimes together is if there's a motive. If they're killed the same way, then that's how they profile people.
Yeah.
But who's to say a fucking crazy serial killer doesn't kill people different ways?
Well, that's the thing. They probably do.
Yeah.
They have the tendency to kill. They probably also have the tendency to change it up.
Yeah.
It's like a sex routine, right? You want to change it up every once in a while?
Yeah, you can't just do missionary.
No.
You gotta
prone bone gets old real fast. Prone bone.
Oh, yeah, no. And I'm sure there's all kinds of people that are doing all kinds of crazy shit that you don't ever hear about.
Yeah. I was sitting there at work.
That's why I'm a pro.
That's weird.
I'm a pro Dexter guy. If there was a guy out there
yes, exactly.
that was slaying crazy people, go for it.
We need it. We need people like that.
I wouldn't even fight it.
You know what? Take my tax money, put it towards him.
Did you file for taxes yet?
Yeah, I already got my refund.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I use that TurboTax that's free, which is bullshit, people.
It's not really free.
No. Because if you want to file your state and federal together, they charge you I can't remember, a bunch of money. And then the application fee is a bunch of money. And then the type of application, filing fee that you need to actually file, they end up telling you is $120. So my return is supposed to be $800. I only ended up getting $600 back.
Oh, see, I just go through H&R Block and they charge you it's a percentage.
See, Jeff said it's or Chris said it was $200 taken out.
H&R Block.
Yeah,
I got 400, but yeah. I wonder if him and his wife file together or separately.
Yeah, but that's he still gets $10 grand back because he has 5 kids.
Yeah,
so.
yes. Yeah.
So it's not nothing to him.
Yeah, no,
I'm just gonna start doing them myself again. I used to.
Yeah, no, I have 2 kids, so I get a pretty good amount of money back.
Yeah. I remember when my sister and I started working, he couldn't claim us as dependents anymore. He was fucking pissed. I was "Why? What did you expect? What do you think was going to happen?"
I like the tax part of it because see, the only reason why you get money back is because the government takes too much money away from you.
Yeah, and they know it.
Yeah, so I'm okay with getting it back, and it's bonus. So it's I don't rely on it because I got money. So when I do get my taxes back, I just get them done as soon as I can, just because it's just bonus, so I can just do extra shit.
Yeah,
but no, I don't go out and do crazy shit. I got my taxes back I don't know, a week ago, and it just sits in my checking account.
I spent mine 2 days after.
Yeah, because you got $3.
Yeah. Well, I those boots that I bought for my Renaissance outfit that I put together.
Another pair?
Well, I bought like a real pair this time, like the ones that I wanted. They're like actual leather, and they're by that company called Varillas. They're like $400 boots, but yeah,
Damn.
yeah, they're sweet though. It's all real leather and
I know, I gotta
laces
go.
and rivets and stuff. Yeah, I know it's getting late. We both gotta go to work.
Oh no, dude, it's only like 1 o'clock.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
we didn't start until like
Oh,
we started way earlier. No, I was gonna go to the Red Wing store to get my boots resoled because on the like the tip of them, like the toe of them, it's like peeled back. On the
yeah, I
bottom.
know. I noticed that.
So I'm gonna take them in because the leather part of those boots will last forever. So
I would hope so.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna see because I paid like $300 fucking for them. But I was just wondering if I could use my that money that you get from the shop. You get like $120
Oh,
for boots.
yeah.
I wonder if I can use that to repair them instead of just getting a new pair. I don't know. I'll have to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm pretty about what happened at work about me getting rode up. I'm pretty sure I figured out who it was. It had been the guy I work with's uncle. Remember who I was talking to you about that?
The guy you work with, his uncle.
Brendan, his uncle.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw him today, and he was like, normally he like has like a good conversation, shooting the shit, and he was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, it was that motherfucker."
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a fucking.
But Jeff still has been
dirtbag.
super standoffish from me, so I don't know if I mean he doesn't have any incentive in really doing it, but
No, I think he's just in a bad mood. He hates working on that press over there.
yeah.
I think that's his excuse for why he's just kind of like down in the dumps.
Oh, that's something I just thought of that. So I walked past George yesterday, and he was working in the binder because he washed up T1.
Yeah, well the blade wouldn't come on, so he like douched it with a lot of solution, and the blade wouldn't come on, so all that solution just ran right down and under, and like made a fucking giant mess.
Well, so anyway, George was out in the bindery, and the bearing went out in that motor for the oven. So I was just keeping Rob updated, and George is sitting around, and I'm just yelling at him, and I said something like, I was like, "Get to work, you lazy fucking
He
piece
told
of
me,
shit."
yeah, he told me at the end of the day.
And then Rob came out and was like, "Hey, is
everything okay?
Is there a problem?" And George's like, "Oh no, he's just fucking around." But like that reminds me of like all the times we worked together, we'd fucking scream back and forth, and these fucking people would be like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is going
That
on?"
Amanda, that crazy lady that ran the box maker, I was walking out one day and
Dragon Lady.
yeah, and she was like, "Man, you two must really hate each other, huh?" She's like, "You guys need to separate." I was like, "No, we're just fucking around." She's like, "Oh, really?" She like did not believe me whatsoever when I told her. I was like, "No, we were just fucking around. That's just how we are."
And that's that's something that I've always done. That's I just it's tough love. That's just how I do it.
It's tough love.
Well, and that's just I mean I don't know if it's because I grew up in the Jackass and like CKY days growing up, but that's just how I've always treated. That's how we've always treated each other. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we've always treated our friends like shit.
Uh-huh.
That's how you know you're real friends.
It's like our neighbor, him and my dad are good buddies, and they always call each other motherfucker. He's like, it's a term of endearment, motherfucker. He's like, that means I like you.
Well, especially if you are one. And
Yeah,
I
that's
am one,
true.
so I definitely am.
You're a
one.
motherfucker?
Yeah, my son's mom,
I see what you did there.
aka my wife.
Snicky. Yeah.
But no, it's just like people are so sensitive right now in this world.
Dude, you can't even like look at them wrong without them fucking crying. I gotta take a piss really bad.
Take a piss.
Yeah, dude.
You better hurry up. You got about 5 minutes. You gonna say something? You just gonna stay in there. Well, since he's gone,
Coffee or anything?
no, I'm good, man. We'll do a little sports talk. A few days ago, today. See, hold on. Today is March 6th, so by the time you get this, it'll be way past that. But I'm a huge Michigan State basketball fan, and Tom Izzo's the head coach, and his starting point guard, his name's Cassius Winston, and he's like their star player. He's a senior there, and they've been playing really good. Well, Tom Izzo got into some crap a couple of days ago about him talking to him pretty poorly. He was yelling and screaming at him, and it was hard coaching. And, everyone's like, should there be repercussions for how he was talking to his player? And if you don't know Tom Izzo, that's just how he's a hard coach. That's just how he coaches. And because we live in a society where you can't talk, you can't raise your voice, you can't have a tone in your voice without someone being offended. Cassius Winston was totally fine with it. He said it made him better It made him a better player. It makes him a better player for it. And I've coached basketball and baseball, and it wasn't to the point to where I was hard coaching them, because you can't really scream at 13-year-old kids, but you definitely have to be firm with them, because they have to know that you are the coach and they are the player. And Tom Izzo's one of those guys that coaches college basketball now that he's definitely an old school guy, to where these newer coaches, they don't coach like he does. And what happened, the story behind it is Izzo was pissed off that with how Cassius was playing, and he told Cassius Winston to run a play as he was running the ball up the court, and Cassius Winston didn't do that and did whatever he wanted to do, and then he screamed at him for it. And he was being lazy on the defensive side, and he wasn't playing good defense, and he got screamed at about it, because that's what you do when you're not listening to your coach. That's how it works. But because we live in a society where everyone has to be offended and everyone has to have a reason to be upset, it's just stupid. I can't believe that we live in a society like that. Oh, so what happened, and I'll tell it to you and you can talk about it. Tom Izzo, the head coach of Michigan State, he was screaming at one of his players because he called a play for him to do, and he didn't do it, and he was being lazy on the defensive side, and he was yelling and screaming at him, and they had to be separated and stuff, and it's hard coaching. And I think that's something that's going wrong in this society, where parents won't allow hard coaching to happen. Because when hard coaching happens, like even in high school, when you get coached hard, it makes you a better player. It makes you stronger. It makes you mentally tougher. So even if you don't become a professional athlete and you get to be a normal person, working a normal job, when someone hurts your feelings at work, you're already tough from it. So you won't get offended.
Maybe.
Shit doesn't bother you.
There's a lot of fucking crybabies at work.
But I'm telling you, the reason why you are today is because, well, first off, how your dad was, and then...
Because I got my ass chewed out for fucking up.
Yeah. So when someone tells you to fuck off, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. You just fold like a lawn chair and fucking cry in the corner. It's like, come on. I've seen a grown-ass man cry that used to work on like a 5-color, like Speedmaster or something. Like a big dude, like huge. Like a scared-looking guy. And then like go and like sit on the catwalk and fucking cry because he got yelled at by a supervisor. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it happens when I get yelled at. I get pissed off.
Yeah, that's a normal reaction for somebody has structure and discipline. Yeah, like drill sergeants in like the military, they can't say shit like they used to anymore. Especially like all the gay stuff that's going on, they can't like yell at you for being gay or anything now and use those slurs and stuff.
Well, let me tell you something about what happens in basic training. Is they can say what they're not allowed to say and what they can say. They say whatever the fuck they want to. Because when it comes down to it...
No, they can't. They'll lose their job.
Okay.
Somebody will cry about it. A soldier will cry about it going through basic and tell the higher-ups.
Maybe if they're in the Army and the Marines, that shit don't fly. They say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Marines are just as big of fucking bitches as the Army people.
I didn't say that. That was Steven Johnson. That's not something I agree with.
You know what I mean.
When you start hating on him and start sending us hate mail and fucking letters and shit, you send it to his house, not mine.
I mean the people that go through like the basic training that have no structure, discipline, and they get yelled at. Everybody cries. They all cry.
Yeah, but see,
it's like, dude, just go through your basic.
Deal with it.
You'll come out the other end a fucking stronger person.
Yep.
They do that for a reason.
I agree 100%. It's just we live in a society where it's like it's not allowed to have conversations like that. It's like, dude, let's just Like,
I'm against it. I hate the fact that you can't say whatever you want.
Instead of just talking shit behind your back, if I don't like you, how don't we just go outside and we'll just deal with it? We'll yell and scream at each other. We'll fist fight.
Wild West.
Yeah, let's deal with it.
Back then, you just get smoked.
Just let men be men, and then both men will be better people because of it. You'll work. You'll get
or dead.
You'll get whatever it is off your chest. You'll get it worked out, and you'll be fine. Instead of all this like evil shit staring all the time, like
I know people.
I just like. Do you have a problem with me?
Well, they won't.
No.
Yeah, I know, they
no
won't.
problem.
They won't
it's like,
tell you if they do.
Just stop fucking staring at me. You know what I mean?
I know.
Oh,
Yep.
I just don't get it.
Everybody always does that.
So, is all the time you spent over at Tina's house, has she ever rearranged her furniture? She do that a lot?
Not a lot. She's only done it like twice.
Okay. Well,
Why? But her room's also like the size
tiny?
of this table. Yeah.
okay. So, something that my wife does is she moves stuff around because she tries to just mix it up or whatever.
I used to all the time. I used to rearrange my furniture all the time.
Well, I don't. It's fine. But, like, what was it? I think it was Tuesday. Or today's Friday. It wasn't yesterday, so it was Wednesday. I wake up and stuff. I get home from taking him to school, and she's like, why don't we move the furniture? Oh, no, first off, she's like, well, we need to clean the living room up. I'm like, okay, so we clean it. We have like a big like area rug because our whole house is hardwood flooring.
Yeah.
So I roll up the area rug. She sweeps underneath it. And then I put it back, and she's like, well, let's move this around here and here. And then she literally 180 the living room. But the TV was on one wall. So I'm like, for the TV to be on the other wall, I have to go underneath the house because I have a crawl space. And I got to pull that wire down, and I got to reroute it to the other spot. And it's like, it's a big deal, and it'll take more time. She's like, well, it might look nicer this way, and we did it. And she was right. The living room looks bigger. It looks more like a living room.
Well, that's good. Though.
Because you walk into our living room. So
from your front door.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she does it all the time with the bedroom. The bed's literally been in like 1,000 different spots. And I told her when I was a kid, like the furniture that my mom had, when we moved from my grandma's house into my house that my mom still lives in, where we put the furniture
is where it stayed forever.
It's still there. Like it's still in the same spot. The TV's still in the same spot. And I'm just like, just leave it alone.
That's
it's fine.
cabin fever though. You need something to change. You need something
mix it up.
Yeah, so that's the excitement. That's the excitement that she gets.
But see, the problem is because her ankle's fused, she'll do all this. Like I'm surprised that she actually asked me to help her on this one, because normally she won't do this shit until I go to work, and then I'll come home and like
everything's a mess. And you won't know where it is.
Well, it won't be a mess, but I won't know where anything is because everything's
Well, I meant
moved.
like rearranged. Yeah.
But then she'll complain about her being hurt because she is moving all this heavy stuff around and she won't talk to me about it.
Yeah.
And she won't ask me to do it. And I'm like, just wait till I get home. Wait till Saturday when I'm at work and we can do this together. Well, I just want to do it. Now I'm like, why can't you wait another day? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I used to rearrange my room all the time. Beds are tough though. It's tough finding a spot where you want your bed to be that's like normal. And like my room up there, I hate the layout because it has like that, like first it's got whoever built the house built like a little like cubby for where I think they had their TV when it was like an old school TV because they have like the cable outlet there.
Oh, like boob tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing I hate about it is like the part of my room is like it has like a cutout from where the window is. So it's got like this little hutch. And it's like you can't do anything with that. It's just a waste of space. And I'm like, fuck. So there's really only two spots to put my TV to where I can put my bed to where it's not in the way. So like every time
is your bedroom, is it like narrow?
No, it's pretty square.
Is it?
Yeah, but because it's
because of where that cubby is?
Yeah, it's kind of narrow because of that, because you can't really do anything with that part that's in there where the window is. So and I hate putting my bed at an angle. I hate people that have their bed
it's got to
in
be
a corner,
against the wall or against the wall this way.
or not against the wall, and there has to be a space on each side, which is how it is now. So I have two end tables.
Yeah.
Stands. Fuck.
Do you have your TV in your room face your bed, or is it like at an angle where you watch it like this?
No, it's right in front of my bed on that wall. So like if I'm like laying down like this, it's right here.
I always
It's the
had
only spot I can put it, especially a 50-inch, because the roof
Yeah,
is
'cause it's-
angled. So if I had it any other
Right.
spot, it would hit it. So it
I
has
always
to be
had this
away.
cool, crazy idea that I've never convinced my wife to let happen.
TV on the ceiling.
Is to mount it on the ceiling, but have a like an angle bracket to where it'll come down and out. So instead of
Oh.
looking at it like this, you can literally just lay in bed and it'll be like up here.
Yeah,
So your head
like
you'll
the same
have to-
concept on a wall, except it's just upside down.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, we bought a new TV for the bedroom for our bedroom, and she's always been against mounting brackets for whatever reason. And I've been telling her for years, as long as we've been together, like, we just mount the TV on the wall. She's like, well, I don't.
Because she likes to move stuff around.
Well, and she's like, well, I don't really trust it and all this other stuff. Well, now she has a bigger TV in the bedroom. She's like, well, can we mount it to the wall? And I'm like, yeah.
But now she wants to.
Yeah.
How
And
come she wants to now though?
I don't know. And she's like, well, how's that work? I'm like, she's like, how do you know that TV's not going to fall? And I'm like, I said, well, first of all, you just have to find out where the studs are, and you screw the TV mount into the wood studs. She goes, well, how do you know where the studs
Bolt
are
it
at?
on there.
Then I explained to her that it's every 16 inches or every 12, or depending on what code it is. I said, but you'll find the studs. You'll know when you screw it in if you can actually feel the screws hitting wood, and then
Yeah.
that's how you know. She's like, well, how much will that be able to hold? I'm like, if you put that mounting bracket on the wall, I said, I could hold on to it
Yeah.
and do like pull-ups and stuff on it. I said, it'll hold all kinds of weight. It's wood, and it's a 2x4, and it's
She
faced this way.
She couldn't grasp the concept of like how a house was built, and
Well, I don't know.
tell her
if
it's literally like a structure of like the house, like it's holding up walls.
and I told her, I was
weight
like,
and
dude,
roof.
I said, dude, it's fine. Don't
It's
worry
not
about
going anywhere.
it. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. But then I don't know if she wants, like, if she's gonna do this like twice. There's like, we'll mount it here and then we'll mount it here, because our bedroom's kind of weird. It's our closet is like, it's like behind me, and they're kind of big closets. And then it's got like a little nook over here to where the master bathroom is, where it's kind of like this, and it's because it's not a square room.
Oh,
So because the other two rooms, our boys' rooms on this side, they're just mirror. They're like 10 by 10 rooms or 12 by 12s.
yeah, that's how those are upstairs.
But our bedroom is like oddly shaped. So it's the same kind of thing. Like our bed can go in like just in a couple of spots because it's a queen. But the TV can only, like, it can't go where the closets are. It can't go in the corner because it's too big. It can only go like on either side on either wall, like where our door is or where our window is.
Yeah, that's how mine is. I got
So it's
I got
like-
here or there.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
it is what it is.
That's where
and
my bed has to be in that.
And she's
corner of the room.
moved the bed around so much to try to get like the best like viewing spot.
It just doesn't happen.
Where it's at now, it's fine. Where our bed's like up against this wall and the TV's here. And I asked her, I said, just leave it alone. Just don't move it. Everything's perfect the way it is. And she's like, well, I've been thinking about getting this new dresser. And then this, I'm like, oh, it's going to start all over again.
See, I'm a weirdo that has to have like everything as centered as possible.
Yeah, she's the same way. OCD.
So where my TV stand is in relation to my bed, it's actually over a little bit because I can't have it over this way anymore because
Does it drive you
that's what
crazy?
yeah, dude. But I have to deal with it because I hate not being able to like sit in the middle. I can't sit in the middle of my bed anyways, like I said the other day, because my
'Cause it's
mattress
all
is so
soaked in,
yeah,
yeah.
one side just blown out, so it's like I'm sitting on like a steel beam in the middle, even though it's
Yep.
just blown out mattress. So I can't. I want to sit in the middle and I want to sit centered to my TV, but I can't. It fucking drives me nuts. Every time I go to watch TV, I think about it. I'm like, fuck.
Yep.
My stereo's the same way too, kind of.
Yeah. You know, Art Van went out of business.
Did they?
Yeah. So we were
Fuck Tina's grandma and they were just there last Saturday at
Yeah.
Art Van.
nope, they're liquidating everything. So if you're trying to get some new shit,
Good, because
For
their
cheap.
furniture's fucking expensive.
yeah. Well, that's the thing I told my wife. I said, well, if you're wanting to get some like, because we rearranged our living room and there's room for like what are the nightstand kind of things.
Mhm.
She wants to get a couple on either side of the couch now, and I'm like, well, if we're gonna do it, we should go this weekend to like check it out, because
Yeah, fuck yeah.
that's the one thing I freaking hated about Art Van is how like the salespeople were like fucking sharks as soon as you walked in there. Like even if you're like just looking around, you'd have like 5 different people.
Hey there, I can help you find. It's like
I was like,
relax.
Listen, if I need you, I'll come get you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking around. Well, this is for this you can get zero down for 18 months financing. I'm like,
They give you the whole sales
It's
pitch
like-
before you even know what you want.
it's like if I need something, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But like they get me so mad. Where like same way like if you're like just going to the dealership to look at trucks. That's why anytime I go car shopping, I'll go after they're closed because I don't want to deal with it. Like if I have a question, I'll come in and ask you.
Yeah,
Don't follow me around and treat me like I'm a piece of meat.
You are a piece of meat.
Well, that's why I started going to Extreme Dodge in Jackson because Jared.
Oh yeah, it's Ram.
Well, dude, I drive a Ford, and just because the guy was like, I walked in there because my wife's best friend's dad goes to him, and he's bought all of his stuff from him for a long time, and he really likes him. So I was like, all right, well, I'll go there and check it out. And he was super honest with me. He let me look around. He didn't. He literally sat in his office
Just
and
left
was like,
you alone.
Yeah, it was like, he's like, go look around. If you find something, let me know, and we'll go talk about it. And I found that truck. It was cheap. Didn't have a terrible amount of miles on it.
So that's how salespeople should be.
Yeah. And what I liked about him was
At least car dealers.
because it wasn't a brand new truck, and because I can't afford a brand new truck, it was used. And he's like, well, we got to have this for it. I was like, well, I'm not paying this, but I got this in cash. And he's like, and this is the first time I've ever had a guy from a dealership do this. He's like, listen, this is what we gave for the truck. This is what we traded it in for. I got to have this much money to pay for the truck and for the guys that cleaned it and to get a little bit of commission for me. And he's like, if I sell it to you for this is how much money I'm making. So it's not a lot. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. Because I appreciated that he was completely honest because one of my friends worked at a dealership and they would literally like trade, like if I traded that truck in now, they would give me like $3,000 in trade and they would flip it for like 15.
Yeah. Guess sneeze.
I think so.
Look up at the light. Look at the light.
Oh, it went away.
Oh, you fuck.
But so I didn't ever trust people that worked at dealerships because I saw all the shady shit he did.
Yeah, they do. There's some greasy salesmen out there.
Greasy. But no, I told him, I said, when I'm looking for a new truck, a newer truck, I said, I'll go to him 100% because and I'm that old school guy to where when I find something that I trust, someone that I trust,
You stick with them.
I stick with them.
Yeah, it's like getting your hair cut by the same person for your whole entire life.
Just go to those people. I'm a simple-minded person.
Yeah.
Why mix it up and get fucked over?
If it ain't, you keep looking at shit that way, and it's fucking freaking me out. You keep doing it.
Well, all the Red Wing stuff is super cool.
Yeah, that's my dad's addiction.
Yeah,
The hit and miss motors
and the Red Wings memorabilia.
Yeah.
I have some Red Wing stuff.
I forgot what I was even gonna say. Because you look that way, and
so
might somebody come up behind me. You were doing it in that room too, and we kept doing it. You were like looking outside, like
there was a fucking squirrel.
It's a squirrel. Oh.
I got the attention span of a goldfish. Sorry. Have you ever bought a car from a dealership, or you just buy from like people?
Just a used. No, I've been to a used dealership. The dude that sold me my Fusion he was a cool guy.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't even remember. It was far away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was like past like Lansing and everything.
See, I think
52.
Not this year, but I'll probably get a new truck next year. But I upped my spending price because last time I bought a truck, I had like 10 to 15 ish spending money. I think I'm gonna bump it up to like 25 or 30, just because. What's so crazy about trucks is a brand new truck is like 60 grand, like a basic, simple, brand new truck.
Yeah.
Or if you buy like a 2-year-old truck that's still brand new, that's like a lease, or maybe brand new to me, like a lease turn in that's got like
right, like a used car to us is new, so
like a truck with 20,000 miles on it is brand new to me.
Yeah,
because it's still got the brand new truck smell. The brand new truck that's 2 years old is still like 35 grand. So I just want one that's like under 50 grand, that's under like 50,000 miles. I can get it for like 25. And it'll last way longer because I bought my truck with like 100,000 miles on it. It's got like 180 now.
Yeah, I think I bought my car with like 130 something thousand.
It's got 200 yet?
No, I just hit like 180.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, I got a good deal on that.
So
one,
the more money I spend on a truck, the longer the truck will last because it'll have less miles on it, less wear and tear and stuff. So
Yeah.
and either that or a new motorcycle. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe keeping my truck another year and just buying a Harley next year. So I tried to convince my wife to let me buy a Harley this year, and she wasn't.
Did you ever buy a battery for your truck? Yeah, by the way.
Oh yeah, I bought that like a
okay.
month ago. Yeah. Literally, where I got so sick and tired of it, I literally charged it up, drove it to
every day.
Drove it
car
to
almost didn't start.
drove it to Napa, took the battery out, got a new one in, threw it in, and was ready to rock and roll. But now I got to wrench up my truck tomorrow because my calipers are sticking. And
I know that first time it came over, I could smell it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got it
burning real good.
Got to do that, and then I think I have a CV shaft going out on my driver's side. That clicking, that click. So I got to fix that too.
Yeah, I got to change the oil in my car.
So I think we're gonna go to Legoland.
Yeah, I remember you saying that again
tomorrow, Sunday. Well, because on my keychain on my truck, I have a little Iron Man.
Yeah,
and he's destroyed. And Eli was like, you got to get a new Iron Man for your keys. And I'm like, and I thought we were gonna work all weekend because we were buried on Monday.
Yeah, I thought so too. Even us.
So I'm like, all right, so we're not working. I'm not working the weekend. It's like we'll go to Legoland.
Fuck yeah.
But I think there's
Pizza Planet.
Have you ever seen how big that place is?
I haven't.
I think that was the Great Lakes Mall. I think that's what that one's called. The one with Legoland and the aquarium. There's an aquarium in there. The Rainforest Cafe. It's huge.
I've literally never been.
There's one, and there's a golf thing inside that mall called Top Golf, where it's like an
indoor
simulator, but it's like an open bar, and they have like liquor and stuff, and like all kinds of cool stuff you can do.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get a couple of guys to go up there and have a good time. Oh, yeah. You got anything going on this weekend?
Nope. Like I said, tomorrow I gotta go to my fucking brother-in-law's and learn how to use Premiere.
Yeah, so you have it on your laptop right now, right?
Yeah.
And you're still kind of messing with it?
No, because I have no idea where to even
start. Because you're too much of a caveman?
I'm telling you. Well, like I said, Final Cut Pro was like totally different. And like I learned Final Cut Pro all by myself, like without even looking at YouTube videos or anything.
Do you have Windows on there?
No, you can't. You can't be mixing Mexican and continental. What's wrong with you?
You can't? Like you couldn't put like a Windows Media Player on there?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No.
Same reason why I can't look up like iTunes and stuff on my phone because I can't get iTunes.
Yeah. So like,
I think if I rooted my phone, could I get iTunes? Probably.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
You'd probably get arrested.
Yeah, whatever.
But like Final Cut Pro, I'm pretty sure was like built specifically for Mac, and
Premiere's like an open one where both can use it.
Yeah, and so when I used Final Cut Pro, like 4 or 5 years ago, I slapped an image on a timeline, I slapped some music in there, and then I figured out how to like actually edit it, and then have like an intro thing.
Because you're a SoundCloud rapper, I remember.
No, I was making videos for my YouTube channel for my instrumentals.
Yeah.
So I was better than a SoundCloud rapper.
But
it was easy to learn. And then so I downloaded Premiere, and I'm like, like I said, I sat in bed for like 3 hours and could not figure out what the fuck to even I dropped our episode into the timeline. I dropped our image into the timeline, and I couldn't figure out how to like fucking resize the image for the frames, and I need to know how to like down res it. I need to know all that shit. I need to know how to trim the excess off.
That's why it's good that your brother-in-law / best friend is a
yeah, he's an editor.
Yeah, so he went to school.
He went to school for it.
You go to Specs Howard?
No, he went to Lance Community College.
Oh, he went
LCC.
to
What up? Shout out. Not even for me, for him.
Oh yeah, no, and
he's real good at what he does, though.
Well, and that's why if this becomes a bigger thing, we need a guy to do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he said he would do any footage that we need. I told him, I said, all right, I'll let you know. I said, but for right now, I said I still want to learn how to do it.
Right. Well, and for you guys that are watching this, we're recording on an iPhone because we bought a GoPro and the GoPro wasn't what we needed. So hopefully we'll get a better setup for it. So next time you watch this, we'll have an actual recording
Well, that'll be an actual recording. It's an iPhone. It's shooting 1080, 60
No, I know, but it'd be
with
nice
a wide angle lens.
Okay, well, fuck it then. We'll just keep on doing it this way. Could be some broke ass people.
Well,
Jimmy rigging shit. It'd be nice just to have the correct setup. That's all I'm saying.
there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. How is that? That shoots 1080. Okay. It can shoot 4K 60.
All right.
It's a wide angle lens. Okay. I can edit it. There's enough space on my phone.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
You don't need a fucking red camera.
No. I mean, do you want to just...
You don't need a fucking Canon fucking...
No. I mean, do you want to just do it this way?
For now, until we send that fucking GoPro back and get something better.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But there's still nothing wrong with that.
No, all I'm saying is we're working on stuff. We're just trying different stuff out. Yeah, that's all.
We're feeling stuff out.
Yeah. Yep.
But the problem with the GoPro was...
The battery
as I was telling you, yes. The battery would not last for more than the length of our episode, which this one's already going to be like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And the other stupid thing is GoPro, you can't charge it while you're recording.
Which is dumb.
That makes no fucking... Because...
We'll talk about this, GoPro. I'm going to send you an email.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes no fucking sense. You know how many... The whole reason of getting a GoPro is so you can film sessions that are like over an hour for people that want to do like time-lapse videos or like flights. A lot of people use them for travel and shit like that. You mean to tell me you're not going to create a battery that can last more than fucking 2 hours and you can't charge it while it's recording unless it has a removable battery, then thus taking the battery out, you can connect an external power source and then you record while charging, which makes no sense.
But that'd be like if you had a phone and like the phone would like shut off
when you like hit record.
If you were like talking on the phone.
Yeah. It's fucking dumb. It's stupid.
That's crazy.
So the reason why I was like, this might be all right. It might be the way to go until we get a bunch of money to buy something even better is because I know for sure I have enough storage to film even in 4K over an hour of footage.
Yeah.
So 1080 60 is fine. It's only going to take up like a few gigs.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I said, I can put that 720, 1080, 4K. Yeah. It has the wide angle lens.
Yeah. So no. This works out now, but yeah, all I'm saying is we're still working stuff out.
The GoPro would just be nice because you could set it up somewhere.
Yeah.
We have to have it connected.
We both have mics. We got our Podbean set up where it's going to everything. We're getting Premiere put on the laptop, so we're getting there. It's slowly but surely. I like this setup we have here with the two mics. It sounds good. Mm-hmm. And,
Yeah, these are actually nice mics.
Yeah, no, I mean, for the price, a shout out to Audio Technica.
Yes.
If you want to throw some promotion money, I'd be more than willing to accept it. They're great mics. They were cheap. I mean, they're super affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. I mean,
it's clean. And like I said, I like that it has, we're not sponsored by Audio Technica. I know it sounds like we're throwing an ad pitch. We're not. But it is nice that it has like the 10 decibel trim. So if you want to like scream or for musical people, I mean, my Scarlett interface, see the PAD button, the pad button. My interface does the same thing. So I could actually knock off 30 decibels total if I wanted to.
Right, but no, it's just nice that it has
built
that.
in. Yeah, it's built in.
And with the windscreen, this thing you put on here, it's.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, I hate fucking P-pop filters. I mean. You still get some, but it's not as bad.
No, but this sounds... I mean, because I listened to our first podcast, and
it sounds like out of a tin can compared to this.
Well, because my wife's best friend, she's like, why are you guys eating while you're recording? I was like, that's not us chewing. That's just...
Well, I was the first episode, but...
Were you?
Yeah, the first time. You couldn't hear me eat my fucking pizza?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
People were raging. I said, it'll weed out the weak ones that don't want to listen. The fuck out of here.
But because that mic, because we were only using one mic at that time, that it fucking picked up everything.
Yeah, it's a super hot mic. Dude, Yeti makes like hot, sensitive mics. And that was, like I said, that was the gain all the way turned down even later when I got mine. And you had to still use the Yeti.
But like this one, like it only pick up your voice.
Yeah, no.
So if it's like this is like a real podcast mic, a real microphone.
Nice. It's nice, yeah. And if you want to use it for like music and everything and scream and sing and stuff like that, it can do it. Yeah, it could do it.
Cut my wrist and black my eyes.
But no, if we want to still go the GoPro route, we would have to find one that has a removable battery because they say those are the ones that you can connect to like external power source like your wall or something and then record while it's still charging. Because
I mean,
it
we'll
knows the
definitely
battery's
continue.
out.
We'll just do more research because I that's the one thing I didn't look at. I didn't even think about the battery life.
I didn't either, but I also didn't
Like
think that.
we'll just fucking plug it in.
Yeah, I didn't think that you couldn't record while it was charging. So it bypasses and goes. It's weird. That's dumb.
crazy.
It makes no sense. So
So,
apparently the Hero 7 Black is the one that has the removable battery.
and we got the
silver, which is like a simplified version of like the black
So
and
is
the
it
white.
cheaper?
I think. Yeah. No, the black's more expensive.
Okay.
But it does.
All right, so we'll just return it and then we'll try that and see how that works.
Yeah. As
But
long as
but like you said, this one works fine.
yeah, for this episode,
Yeah.
yeah. Just because this is kind of a trial episode of filming.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to take the audio and the video from that and combine them. So
Yeah,
it's two different things.
I gotta sync it up and everything and trim off the excess, which
Yeah.
is what I'll learn tomorrow when I go to my brother-in-law's.
Okay. Yeah. So once again, you can look up us on YouTube, Podbean, Instagram, or Facebook. I tried a Tumblr, but I don't really understand a Tumblr.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
So that's like it's like Instagram and Facebook, or Instagram and Facebook if they had sex and made a love child.
or illegitimate child.
But so for YouTube, it Screams for Relief Podcast. Podbean, it's the same thing.
Yep.
And then Facebook is SFR Streams, and
Yeah,
Instagram.
well, you can actually still just type in "Screams for Relief" on Facebook, and
It'll
pop
find
up.
it. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So
Same with Instagram too. If you just type in "Screams for Relief," you don't. You don't actually.
If you
have
just
to
want to
type in
type
the
in,
domain name.
if you want to just type in the username, that's fine. But if Screams for Relief,
The-
we'll pull it up.
Yeah, the one thing
Because
I have
literally,
found,
there's nothing even close to that.
no, and the one thing that I have found, if for those of you that are going through the podcasts through iTunes, the podcast app, which most people are, if you want to search and find it, you actually have to type in "Screams for Relief Podcast," and then it'll show right up. If you don't type in "podcast" after "Screams for Relief," it won't. You'll have to search for it. But yeah, it'll be up there. And then by the time you guys hear this one, it'll be up on Google Play.
So it will be on Google Play.
I would
Well, yeah,
ass-
'cause you
I
said
would
it just
assume
takes a couple of
so,
days, right?
Yeah, for them to approve it. If iTunes approved ours, then I'm sure Google would, unless Google's some
I
kind
mean,
of-
I really like Podbean.
weirdos.
It's a great setup for how it all
it's,
works.
It's simple.
Well, and what I like about it is, like, that's the one thing I don't like about YouTube is when you're listening to podcasts on there, is when you shut your screen off, the video kills off.
Yeah.
But with Podbean, it's like any other audio.
Yeah, you can
Close
sleep your screen. Yeah.
Yep, and it's fine because that's what it kills your battery when you're like listening to watching YouTube all day. But with the Podbean, I really like it. I like how you can sync it all up with all your other stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. So again, this is a Screams for Relief podcast. This is Chris and Steven.
Yep.
And we'll probably see you
Yep.
on the other side.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share our videos. And
Yep. Tell your friends.
for those of you that are still listening to us, even now, we appreciate it.
Yep. And for those who don't, fuck them.
Exactly. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.